Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Honkai Star Rail. And we are here in the Grand Theater. It says everything that rises must converge, and I do think that the word converge is pretty important for this part of the story. Mostly just because I really feel like anything could happen right now, right? Anything could happen. But it's not only that. It's not only that anything could happen. It's I feel like all the stories and all the characters' stories have been kind of like coming to this point, right? We're getting to a very, very big point where we're about to go to the Charity Festival stuff. We're close to the Charity Festival. We're in the theater, which has been set up for such a long time as like a big, massive location that you look at through the entirety of Penacony. All these statues are here. This whole location's here. And actually something that like I didn't press record in enough time, but March also said something that's very true. This place is very quiet. There's rarely ever a time that you go to any theater in the world that's open that would be ever this quiet, right? Of course. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wait a second. They're blue now. What is this? No, don't. You're not alive. Are you alive? What are you pointing at? Over here? What?
Yikes! They scared the life out of me.
It is pretty scary.
Why are there so many puppets at the ticket office?
They won't suddenly start moving, but that's what I was worried about. I've played horror games before where these will start they will start moving. March behind you. I'd never doubt support March.
Stop it!
I'm just thinking out loud because I'm kind of scared too.
Are these puppets part of the stage setup? Even so, it's so eerie that the entire front hall is empty.
Yes, I agree. It is a very eerie feeling. And I think they made the exact right choice in this game by not having a big, loud, bustling theme in here. You guys weren't here before, were you? You guys were not standing here before. Unless you were, and I'm just like, not. Do you hear that? Wait, we have to go back through the area again? That's so interesting. Okay. But yeah, I think they made the right choice. Unless like it's like I'm gonna find out later it's glitched or something. It has happened before. With Honkai Star Rail where like things can get like a little bit glitched with music and stuff like that. For some reason it's like usually my version as well, because some people are like that never happens to me, and I'm like, okay, for some reason my download is glitched sometimes. Very scary location, very eerie.
Something feels off. We're in the right place, right?
There's no other grand theater in the dreamscape.
So Sunday's messing with us? He said we'd have a final showdown on the stage, but why is there no one here?
It's a worrying. First of all, look at this sweetheart. Oh my god, she is like shining. But yeah, like I don't think he's gonna like do anything to trick us in that way, right? 100%. I think that, again, in Sunday's mind, as we said before, he doesn't believe he's doing anything wrong, right, at all. So at the same time, too, I think that, again, as we established last time, he's going to do things, in his mind, as honorable as possible, I feel like, in this terms of, like, fighting fair and all this stuff, too. Now, that could change when someone gets desperate. You never know. You never know when someone gets desperate, right? But I really feel like it's one of those situations where, like, he's not going to do this, like, underhanded, like, ha-ha, from the shadows, kya, you know? He wants to prove that his opinion is right in one way or another. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her right now, please. Look at her shining here. Are you kidding me?
My apologies for the delay, March 7th.
Did the music just start as he said this as well?
You scared me. Where are you now?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm waiting for you behind the curtain.
Oh my god.
Following the Asdana tradition, I invite you to enjoy a stage play in 3 acts.
3 acts?
Before the festival begins.
Oh dear lord.
History is a mirror reflecting the universe's true essence. Let's use this opportunity to delve into the rich history of Penacony and the eons.
Oh my god, man. And again, like, you know, him saying this all before he's about to, like, basically, you know, use himself as a way to like make this idyllic dream come true. You know what I mean? Like this calm nature that he has here is like so like, I don't know, it makes me feel even more worried than it would be like otherwise, you know?
Within it, naturally, the future takes shape.
Oh, the future. The future.
Let us commence with the dawning of the world.
I'm so worried. I'm so worried. The dawning of a world. Again, like what he's about to do, right? But like it is like, you know, like I think some people described it as him like staying awake for eternity, right? And thank you for giving me that phrasing as well, by the way, guys.
After the dusk wars, darkness veiled the sky, and chaos consumed the earth.
This music.
Enna the Order emerged, destined to restore all existence.
So Enna is, you know, creating civilizations, doing all this stuff.
That marked the first day.
The first day. This is so biblical. With this music, this organ music as well. Like, you can't go wrong with like some good organ music, but it definitely is like, you know, so eerie, right? It's beautiful but eerie. A very biblical way to do this too. Oh my god, with all this, the unfolding curtains with the different statues as well. This presentation is insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait, we're doing battles? I think we're doing battles on the way here. What the hell? Look at this. Holy hell.
And forged them into picks, thus creating a grand lyre with black and white keys. Strike the white keys and the sun rose. Strike the black keys and the moon rose. And so, the cycle of day and night arose. That marked the second day.
So the second day was like basically like, and then there was light, but it's like they're able to like decide when light and dark or when night and day arrives, I guess. Look at the stands here. By the way, this is 100% like not like, and this, I think this adds to the story, by the way. I want to say this adds to the freaking story. These are the stands, obviously, spectator stands, if I'm not wrong, if I'm right? They must be, right? Because one of the interesting things about it is that like it's not great for like a view of the actual show itself, but because it's so like, I don't know, extravagant, I really feel like it does add to the idea of like, you're all here for the experience, you know what I mean? You're all here for the experience rather than just the show alone. What's this here? Where starlight converge? Was that a picture we got there as well? Really impressive stuff. And look at the way like this thing is lit. Yeah, the music's so ominous. It's so weird to even hear about. Okay, game is a bit biased towards Sampo. I think it's because his move is like has like more of a upward slash than a side slash, like Kafka.
We can use it.
You know what's so interesting about this place? It has a very dominating feeling to me. It has a feeling of being like, the presence of this place feels very like, yeah. The energy in here feels crushing. It really does. Like, look at this, that there as well. So incredible. And they're bowing down to this as well.
The puppets are gathering around the frame. Are they expecting us to enter it?
I guess so. Yeah, it's an incredible energy to this place. Whoa. Ode to a Prisoner.
Where are we now?
It's, again, crazy to look at, but again has such a impressive like presence to it.
The atmosphere here looks similar to Sunday's inner world. Perhaps this so-called stage play is created with his abilities. This act is named Ode to Prisoner. Given the atmosphere here, I believe it's about Penacony's past.
Yeah, especially used to be a prison, right?
I thought things were finally looking up as I managed to dodge prison during my recent trailblazing expeditions. But now it looks like I'll be back behind bars again.
Again, I mean, we almost got arrested in Bailabog, but like, behind bars again? That implies that March has been behind bars a few times, which again,
genuinely wish to
I believe
avoid
it.
a violent clash with my esteemed guests from afar. Therefore, I've arranged 3 acts before the situation becomes
Interesting.
Where shall we start our narrative? Well, let's start with the time when Penacony was still a frontier prison.
Sure. So this is interesting as well because again, like personality-wise, this is an incredible way to write this. Like, yes, 100%, he will prove that he to us that he is in the right with the situation, right? See this chaotic center. A lot of loot has been stuck up into Tweet. Old Man Wood's treasure's been hidden in such a dangerous place, Tweet. What kind of loot? No idea. Old Man Wood's treasure's just some weird leaves, Tweet. Tweet, I was gonna get you to come too, but I don't think you can fly, Tweet. I better head back to the Great Tree and look for some help, so we can go adventure, Tweet. What I mean that's like what I was saying there with Sunday is that Sunday like wants to prove that they are right in this situation, and I think to themselves as well they want to prove they're right as well. Even though I feel like they in their heart, in their mind they know they think they're right. I do also think that they want the definitive truth of like I am right. But also like it's not just about like, oh, like if because I do think it will come to that. I do think we'll come to like, okay, I have to beat you in a fight then, right? Look at all these pictures this here with these silhouettes. What is this silhouette? Like violence, I guess. Someone like someone like saying don't hit me, and then they hit them. But I think also here now them trying to show us these pictures. I wonder if before it becomes irreparable. I wonder if they're literally saying like, hey, I don't hate you guys, but let me show you some stories so maybe you might like change your mind about this whole situation. Which again,
let's win.
I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it, but they're gonna show us this stuff anyway.
Repent.
We should just go for it, right?
Good times. Never time to say bye.
Boom. Yeah, 100%. This team is very good. This team is very, very good, in fairness. In terms of spoilers, by the way, the character actually goes out of the menu, like, I think after a bit, so, like, I actually will be able to check the character menu, which is actually really, really cool as well, so we don't have to worry about that anyway, which is cool. So we have this, which will give us some charges. Oh, we're going to be doing this mechanic, which is always very fun. Huh? You will occasionally discover scattered dream bubbles in the map. Due to them being unconnected to passable platforms, the dream bubbles cannot form bubble bridges. After interacting with the control panel corresponding dream modules, their trajectory will be highlighted. By interacting with the control panels, the dream module can be moved along this designated trajectory. When moving the dream module, the scattered dream bubbles on the surface will also move with it. When the placement of the scattered dream bubble meets the requirements of forming a bubble bridge... Okay, so we have to form a bubble bridge. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You guys make me feel so weird. You mannequins. So move the module? Up to this way? Will this, like, just form it right away, or do we do something? Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah, that's pretty simple, right?
In 2147 AE, a prisoner named Hanunu ignited a struggle for liberty and emerged triumphant. IPC referred to it as the War of the Frontier, while the Asdanians dubbed it the War of Independence.
That's history for sure. Hanu did fight in a rebellion. That is 100% history. The Irish 1916 rebellion, for example, was seen as a... I can't say because YouTube will flag my videos, but like it was seen as a T-word attack, right? Whereas it's called a rebellion. Well, it was called a rebellion in Ireland, right? And obviously it was a rebellion. That's what it was. But like it's one of those situations where like the people who are getting rebelled against usually are like, oh, this is like this, called this. While the people who are rebelling are like, no, it's this. You know, that is once again a very interesting way that they're like. You know, relating stuff to kind of like real life, I feel like, in this game sometimes. I think they do a really good job of that. To move this as well. Was that the right idea? I guess so, because then we can move around to the other side. So this must be like the right way to go up, I guess. Yes, because there's stairs up here too. You guys are so scared.
It's true that Hanunu was a legendary hero, but it must be acknowledged that while he bestowed freedom upon the prisoners, he didn't grant them true liberation.
Oh, there we go. Sunday's perception of that. they were given their freedom, but is that true liberation? You know, that's the question he's going to be asking now as well. Very interesting idea to have these guys be in the same place where Sunday's dialogue will activate, especially when they then overlap each other talking. I don't know if they thought that through, but hey, it's okay. Not that we needed that. Thank you for being weird.
Nameless stayed on the planet, endeavoring to spread the tenets of Trailblaze throughout the frontier prison. Alas, their efforts proved futile.
That's the three of Trailblazers we heard so far. One of them being Mikhail. So interesting how he's like telling the story, and I actually do think like it's not a bad idea because again we know some of this, right, for sure. Like we know all of it so far, 100%. But I do think it's one of those situations where like when we're coming into like whatever boss this is going to be, which will be a boss. Like come on, like you know what I mean? Like it's one of those situations where like it will be, you know, in this moment. When we're coming into this moment here in this like big climax, it's not a bad idea to kind of like talk over everything again and to like, you know, put it in one congruent storyline, especially since like Penacony lore is varied and vast.
Endeavoring to spread the tenets of Trailblaze throughout the frontier prison. Alas, their efforts proved futile.
And that's so interesting as well that the dialogue will repeat. Because the implication is it sounds like Sunday said something, then we didn't listen. He's like, okay, let me say it again.
Once again, as Donna was engulfed in war, this time the enemies originating from within. The prisoners remained prisoners for the rest of their lives, fighting for freedom rather than living for it.
Sorry, what did he say? What was the first part he said here, guys? Like, I don't think they taught true exactly what they were doing with the way they did the dialogue there. Let me see this now. Sorry. Once again, as Donna was engulfed in war, this time the enemies originated from within, the prisoners remain prisoners. Okay, that's fine. So they were still prisoners in their own time as well. This is an amazing scene, by the way. I want to make that clear. It's just that I don't think they maybe taught true having this dialogue go off at the same time as Sunday's dialogue in the exact same places they're supposed to go off. And it's just one little downside where like I would like maybe, I don't know if they can patch that or anything, like to maybe like make Sunday's dialogue go off like a little bit earlier. Because I missed the first part of that there as well. Yeah, it's only a small thing. It doesn't knock the game or anything like that, or dock the game or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm gonna be like, this game let me down. It's like it's just a little thing that like I would, again, with dialogue. What is that?
I hope you like this land of freedom on a scorched earth.
It has like this prison black and white, this like classic like old style prison black and white.
As you can see, their sentences have long ended, and the IPC guards have long been expelled. Yet these prisoners remain enslaved, not by external forces, but by the confines of their own minds. So
he's saying even after the prison left here, even after the prison was no longer a thing on Penacony, there was still this idea of like people, that not only the battles within like, you know, Penacony and the fights within Penacony, but also like in people's own minds, they feel like he feels like they are trapped as well. Which like I think like we also had the idea that people are kind of like in a cage as well when it comes to the stuff in Penacony, but he obviously sees this in a different way from like, you know, the way we see a cage.
Freedom permeates every corner, except fragile souls. It gives solace only to those who believe in its existence.
Wait, so it's only people who believe in freedom get to feel the idea of freedom, get to feel that solace. The people who don't believe in it like are aware, I guess, of like their lack of freedom, I guess, maybe. I don't know. It's
Prisoners, this is my
look at this design.
Learn the essence of freedom and teach your fellow prisoners to fight for their lives.
Okay, let's fight.
Hey, why did we have to fight while enjoying the show?
Honestly, good question, March.
I desire not only your enjoyment, but also your assistance.
This
in
music?
completion.
Holy hell, okay.
Relax.
We're just having fun.
Stand still.
Good follow up there as well.
Don't get cocky.
Relax.
It's a cool, like, it's a really interesting, like, design, right? It's a really interesting design.
chose
Like, the
the wrong
cage on the
enemy.
head with the fire burning still, you know what I mean? Like, that passion fire burning. The kind of, like, I guess the weapon in one hand, but then, like, the literal shackles in the other hand as well. The kind of, like, prison black and white that you would see in old movies. Like, I feel like they did, like, think about this design quite a bit.
May as well kill
For
'em
sure.
all. Good times, never last. Time to say
If
bye.
she says boom, I'm going crazy.
Boom.
Wow. Yeah, she's incredible. Kafka's incredible.
No one can restrain you anymore. You are free.
Thus concludes the first act. Amidst a raging war, the frontier prison headed toward becoming Land of the Exiles.
Is it interesting as well that, like, someone has to tell you you are free as well? You know what I mean? Because, like, freedom should be a feeling that you feel within yourself as well before anything, right? But, like, again, it almost feels like the way that, like, Jade talked to Aventurine, where it's like, you're gonna make all this money, you're gonna do all this stuff, and still Aventurine still felt like he was a slave. You know what I mean? Like, is that like, and I feel like that's a similar thing here with Penacony too, where it's like, you're all free from this prison, you're all set free, well done, guys. But it's like, do we really feel this way, you know? And he says, this does include the first act amidst a raging war, the first through prison head towards becoming a land of exiles. So, like, kind of like a land, we know the land of exiles was like they call it the Dreamflux Reef, right? But it's also like a thing where, like, you could say a land of exiles is like separate from the rest of the world.
This must be how Penacony was constructed. With the aid of outsiders, the prisoners were finally liberated and established the land of the exiles.
Right. And then we're probably going to learn about the Celeron next, I guess, maybe? Maybe.
However, it appears that Sunday aims to convey the spiritual plight of the prisoners more than the physical aspects of imprisonment.
It seems so.
This show is a bit too literary for my taste. But the battle part is quite easy to understand.
You tell him.
Anyway, we've arrived at the exit. Let's go!
I like that too, though, by the way, because, like, I do like, you know, studying different, you know, things like this as well, like, and going into in depth into, like, you know, what people say, and
Puppets. Where are they guiding us this
you tell him, March. But, like, I also appreciate, like, the idea of, like, March just being like, yeah, I'm just not into this type of stuff, you know? Like, just has to get to the battles. It's awesome, you know? Is this gonna be Act 2 then?
They transmuted
Oh.
streams of stars into inked nibs, creating symbols to be pronounced and counted. They molded stardust into flowing rivers, assigning the righteous upstream and the unjust
The
downstream.
righteous upstream and the unjust downstream.
Thus, all things were marked, and the world learned to discern between good and evil. That marked the third and fourth
So on the
days.
third and fourth day, the Order basically, like, set apart, like, what's good and evil, I guess, is what he's saying now. Which, like, here's the thing, like, when it comes to... Oh, wait, we have to go this way. Sorry, it's this way. Wait, what? Where is it? Where is that? Is it in a hallway somewhere? I thought it... Okay, let's check. Yeah, which, again, as you said, very biblical. Like, it's not shying away from the idea of how biblical it is. It doesn't aim to, like, you know... Oh, is it here? Because this is lighting up. It doesn't aim to pretend it's not biblical in any way, right? Which I do appreciate. I genuinely appreciate, like, the way Star Rail all the time, this music.
Let's win.
Star Rail all the time, like, tends to actually call upon real feelings of, like, in real life stuff. We talked about this on Balabog, how, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, parallels to, like, real world situations where there's separations of countries and borders, where, you know, one has the more, like, of the advantage in the situation, the other one is mistreated. by the one on the other side of the, whatever, you know, that happens all the time. You know, and how those relationships work and how healing those relationships can work, hopefully, if they can. You know, on the Xian show, there was actually a lot of, like, political factions and stuff, I guess, and how people, like, you know, fall for different, like, not only political beliefs, but also spiritual beliefs in a lot of ways, too. Where there's, like, religious and political factions, you see how, like, easily people fall into them and how people get taken advantage by them and all this stuff, and, like, how they, like, fight with each other, how they believe that they're the right ones no matter what. It really set up the idea of factions for the entire game, but also felt like it was a big part of the, a big part of, like, you know, relating to, like, real-world stuff as well, right? For sure.
Good times.
And then
Never
here, I
time
feel like
to
it's
say bye.
very much calling upon, like, the, like, a lot of religious stuff, whether that be, like, you know, guilt or, you know, faith or, you know, being, the idea of, like, being set free or being liberated. But, like, it doesn't, how do I say it? Like, it's like, you know, it's like you've been freed by this one person, you've been freed by Ahanu, you've been freed by this person, but, like, that's not true. That doesn't truly absolve you of, like, your or separate you from your cage. There's still something else you must do as well, which again is also very religious as well too. It's like, yeah, you were saved by this one person. It's like, okay, cool, but you're not saved yet. You know, you're not saved yet. And I do think they call upon that stuff, like, really, really well in this game, and they do it in a way that, like, is so, like, itself, right? It's so Honkai Star Rail in and of itself that, like, it doesn't actually, like, feel forced. You know what I mean? Here. Does that make sense? It has its own identity while also calling upon, like, some older stuff as well.
Look,
Planet of Festivities Glow? Oh, it's like a collectible card? Interesting.
another frame.
So is this for stickers? This is a really cool room as well. Wait, what's happening here? What's this text on the screen? What happened here? What happened there?
Glow?
The right qualifications to occupy the space of theater performance isn't the main course. The honor goes to the cryptic messages passed between friends.
As well.
Of the theater behind the scenes? The viewer isn't perfect, but for someone with the right qualifications to occupy the space... Oh, okay, that's what they were saying. Okay. Okay. Cool. It's like a place for socializing rather than anything else. Okay. Here we go. I do like the presentation of this, by the way. Ode to the Fool. To Fool. Like, it's a really cool presentation of this also at the same time, too.
Ode to Fool. This must be the second.
Very cool looking place as well, isn't it? Oh, look at the big statues in the past. Oh my god, they're actually, like, very creepy, though. Very mist-filled place, right?
The surroundings are different from before. The stage decorations look a bit tidier now.
Yeah, I suppose as well. And it definitely feels like more dramatic. For sure, to me anyway. Like all these different with statues in place.
Ensuing tale, a struggle for power. Penacony witnessed the ascent of the 7 major lineages: tree, grass, flower, bird, beast, fruit, and insect.
7 major lineages, okay.
Peace never truly graced Land of the Exiles. The history in this era is rich and intricate, so please allow me to present it in allegorical form.
Please, whatever you need to do. Present it in whatever way you want, buddy. You do you.
Does that hurt?
Love doing that. Love doing that move with Kafka. This is a big build-up, by the way, which means, like, I think they're probably gonna be doing, like, something massive at the end of this, right? This is like a definite, like, almost feels like a long hallway, like we're waiting to see what's at the end of the hallway.
What are you waiting for?
As long as he wouldn't betray his customers.
To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Stand
I hope he
still.
says it's not that he won't betray his customers, it's that he will charge extra for betraying his customers.
Time to say bye.
He's like, it's not that he's not gonna do it. They're actually a big benefit to defeating those guys,
The
right?
human body is beautiful in its fragility. We can use it.
My child, you did not serve the old
The leader
master.
of the
There it goes
Alfalfa
again.
family sought to defect to the IPC, trading freedom for survival. However, his eldest son slew him in the name of righteousness
What?
and ascended as the new family head.
So the head of, we can't pass through here. So the head of the Alfalfa family slew his own, like, slew the leader of his family to become the new head, out in the name of righteousness. Jesus Christ! But like, here's the thing: if they, I'm not saying the IPC is ever going to be correct in these situations, right? Like, you know, down with the IPC in most cases. In fact, 99% of times, right? As you saw, this how they treat Aventurine as well, 100%. So I'm not saying like, oh my god, why would they do that? But like, it's really kind of like interesting that, like, you know, the first step there is like not hearing out why your family would go to the IPC about something. But then again, like, it's one of those situations where like I wasn't there, but it's just so like, it seems so abrupt, right? Put that there. Just slaying your family like that. Why would I put that here? It's like here. I think there's a lot of self-righteousness in Penacony. That's what I think. I think that, like, it, for a land that like is sold as like a land of like freedom and like awesomeness and everyone's happy and everyone's doing great and all this stuff. That's what was sold like first, right? It is one of the most self-righteous places I've seen, especially when it comes to the family members. Like, it is so, like, they behind the scenes, it is like everyone thinks that they're like the right.
To this mansion, dear outsider.
Land of the Exiles was in disarray, besieged by both internal and external perils. Though the 7 major lineages appeared united on the surface, each harbored their own ambitions, leading to ceaseless conflict.
So all the families would lead to, like, because again, it's one of those things that everyone has different ideals, right? And that happens again. Like, I'm not saying, like, I know, like, again, we're calling on the idea of religion, but I do think that it does have religious symbolism all the times too. Like, there is a constant thing with religion in real life where people are like, we all worship the same God here, buddy, don't we? It's like, yeah, we do. Okay. Then why don't we feel the same about this? You know, why do we feel different about this situation we're in here now? You know, and that's over like quite a few religions. So there's like different like it's like hey, we're all going to the same destination, right? Yeah. Okay, let's all have different paths and, like, you know, fight over it.
Let's settle this.
Stand still.
I'll see you off.
Lovely stuff.
Say bye to breathing.
Might as well get this in as well.
Good times. Time to say bye.
Boom.
Boom.
We're just having fun.
So yeah, the 7 families were fighting in the land of exiles. They're over the 7 lineages, I suppose.
The human body is
These
beautiful
locations,
in
man, are
its
so cool.
fragility.
They're so cool. Is this a shortcut? Was there another place we could have gone? I want to see, like, if just in case we might get like some more story if we go to another location.
My child, you did not serve the old master.
The leader of the Alfalfa
Oh.
family sought to defect to the IPC, trading freedom for survival. However, his eldest son slew him in the name of righteousness and ascended as the
So this is
new
him
family head.
slaying his. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like, it's just a small thing. I think they should, like, wait until that text is over for the other text to start. It's what they should do. For sure. Okay, there's nothing else here. We can just go this way. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Welcome to this mansion, dear.
Outsiders.
Land of the Exiles was in disarray, besieged by both internal and external perils. Though the 7 major lineages appeared united
look
on
at
the
this.
surface, each harbored their own ambitions.
So
leading to
they usurped
ceaseless
the master of this world and then basically said, like, we can do this better. You know what I mean? Would that be Mikhail in this situation when it comes to the 7 families in Mikhail? I think that would be Mikhail in this situation, right? This is upside down, is it? Yeah. I do like that they're calling upon like old, like all the other puzzles we've done so far to do this though. Oh, cool. I love when they do that. That's really cool. Like a location that seemed like not...
The Black Plum family was
Oh.
the first to fall. They withered away in the White Desert event, orchestrated by the Alfalfa family.
Because Master shaped you from clay, but forged me from fire.
So the Black Plum family were the first to fall.
To you.
Can you guys say this again? I'm superior to you. So they're showing literally like the history through like these mannequins, but also as Sunday saying stuff in the past, like in here as well. I kind of want to get that part of the story again. Again, like it's. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm like nitpicking, because like again, it's not something that's gonna knock this at whatever. I just wish they kind of like maybe separate the dialogue a little bit. Maybe if I go up here and come back down, like it'll be like I'm in a different space. Let's see. No? Okay. Cool. Watchmaker's jacket. Nice. Okay. Let's connect this to here, is it? Or this here? This here? This here? This here? And this here. Actually very cool. I love when they do that with the respective stuff. It's so cool. It's so cool. I think now the beautiful silhouette there as well, isn't it? It's a beautiful silhouette. I was gonna say now maybe they'll talk with the Black Plum family again, but they disappeared. But yeah, the Black Plum family was the first to fall.
No surprise there.
Only when Gopherwood led the family to Land of the Exiles and earned recognition from all 5 major lineages did Penacony earn its new name, the Land of the Dreams.
So Gopher was like kind of ferrying people to the Land of Exiles, and that's when it became known as the Land of Dreams. And he even said to him like, I'll like forge new friendships and all this stuff too. Here's the thing. I want to make clear here as well. Like, I hope it doesn't sound like a bad, but like, I actually think it's like a very cool way of telling the story. Like the idea of having like these mannequins as the actors acting it out, but Sunday's basically still doing a one-man play almost, right? With just us like helping out every once in a while. I think it was hard to read the text, but now I'm focusing better now. Look at this than I was before. I think it's a very cool way of doing it. And it's the end of the act.
Purging this mansion of the poison spread by the lurking insects.
So is this Gopherwood?
You want us to help you? What do you need?
Mark just speaking to him like he did to say like everything to us very clearly.
I wish they could regain their reason and cast away the shackles of hypocrisy.
Shackles of hypocrisy.
This is the second act. Looks like it's about Penacony's journey to becoming the Land of the Dreams, during which the family plays a crucial
Right,
role.
was that 5 mannequins bowing down to Gopherwood here?
But this new master seems like a bad guy to me, don't you think?
Yeah, they're not nice. They're definitely not nice.
Perhaps this is the truth Sunday is trying to express, if you read between the lines. The harmony changed Penacony just as the guards once did.
Looks like we've gotta help those guys kneeling down over there calm down a bit, right?
It's 5. It's the family. It's the 5 major lineages, right? Talking to Gopherwood. This has to be Gopherwood, right? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to talk to every one of them, help with the puppets complete the play. We have to help them complete the play. And again, Sunday is trying to portray Gopherwood then as a bad person, which again would make sense because again, Gopherwood like 100% didn't give an absolute damn about Robin at all, and let's be honest, didn't give a damn about Sunday either. So like the betrayal that Sunday did to Gopherwood, to me like isn't like that abnormal or crazy, especially like when they found out that Robin got shot. What did Gopherwood do? Like he well, first of all, no, it was more Gopherwood used that as a manipulation tactic to be like she was shot instead of saying, oh my god, something happened to Robin. He wanted to manipulate Sunday, and then also as well. The letters they would send to, like the family would send to Sunday were always like, oh, you want to investigate the death of your sister? Buddy, we got to keep up some appearances here, you know? Artist?
In the absence of my master, I am free. But without their guidance, for whom shall I sing?
Okay. The decaying human heart finds rebirth only within calmness, proclaimed the new master. Wait, we actually have to do this? So they're saying that, oh, I'm free, but then like without them, what should I do? Like it's like, oh, I'm free, but like I need guidance in some way. So we have to make you calm. I don't like doing this. This is weird.
I shall sing for my new master, just as their noble voice once resonated throughout the.
It's so rough, isn't it? It's so rough. It's so bad. Because again, it's not true freedom. It's not true freedom whatsoever. You know what I mean? And it really feels like what happened here is like the family like took over from Mikhail, right? But then there was like, then it became like this thing where like there was like infighting within their own families. There was kind of like a separation of like the families and their own beliefs and how they believe things should be done as well. And it seemed like Gopherwood wanted to like unite them under one thing. The butler?
Either I shall be my own master, or I shall return to my former master. I shall not submit to a new master under any circumstances.
So right now, this butler is saying, there's no way I'm giving into a new master. So they have to calm down again. I wish they could regain their reason and cast away the shackles of hypocrisy. Let's go again, I guess.
Without a master, who can grant me true freedom?
Crazy! Stop. That's so crazy. This idea that people can only feel freedom if someone tells them they have freedom. Freedom comes from a feeling and the way you live your life. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? How do I know if I'm free if someone doesn't tell me? Someone has to set me free for me to be free, right? Oh my god.
Master is no longer here. I thought I'd be free, but I'm not. Now, without my master's command, I'll have to seek guidance from the blind.
And this is like a thing as well here too. There's like a continuous thing with these family lineages where like them seeking like guidance is because like they're like legitimately like they feel like they don't have freedom even after they were given freedom. But like again, it's one of those things where like we talked about before, like leaving a religion or leaving like a past way of living behind is tough, but you're not going to get freedom by like proclaiming yourself to like or bowing down to a new master. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Master is no longer here. I must seek a new master and serve them.
It's like they can't live without like someone telling them that they what to do.
Once I stood as the most loyal guard among all the servants. Now, with my master banished, it's my right to assume control of his dominion.
Now, when they say master banished, are they talking about Mikhail? Or is that a different thing they're talking about? In the absence of climax, there's no liberation from the clutches of death, proclaimed the new master. So he's saying like from this, it's like, if you're not calm, if you're not like, if you don't stop and think about this, and if you don't follow me, like I will not be able to save you from death. This just feels wrong what we're doing here, if I'm being honest.
My master has long departed, why do I still fear the remnants of his creation?
And honestly, I feel like this is also like converting everyone to like believing in like the one, right? The Great One.
Master, you will return in due course, and I shall stand vigilant, awaiting the reward for my...
So maybe it's not, again, I am a bit confused on that part. I think there's a lot of stuff that is confusing in Penacony. You know, I know Mikhail was like the person that they like took out of power for the family to kind of like regain power. And then they obviously followed Gopherwood after that as well. But I'm guessing who was in the middle here is Gopherwood. Only reason can shield people from the lingering poisoning of the past. So it's like all the stuff that's done in the past, only like reason can like, you know, cure this. This is a very weird scene. It's a very weird scene.
Master, now that you have gone, I shall wait no longer for my reward. I shall seize what is rightfully mine.
Thank you, dear outsiders. My servants have regained.
Yeah, this has to be Gopherwood, right? This has to be Gopherwood, like, you know, even the way they talk about them as well.
Heed me, one and all. Your former master shall not return. It is through righteousness and unwavering support for one another that we shall attain true perfection.
It's true perfection, the idea of that idyllic world, that fantasy that they have. And also saying like, hey, like, you know, that your former master isn't coming back, so stop thinking this way, right? And you have to support this and support each other, right? But again, it's a very idyllic way that they describe the support as well.
Cast aside the veils of hypocrisy and embrace one another.
Oh my god, look who's talking.
Get ready. Looks like another fight is about to begin.
Is this what they call immersive theater? Honestly. Yeah, that was a very confusing scene, but I think I get like an idea of it. What?
What is it we're waiting for?
Stand still.
Music is really great here as well. Again, very theatric, right? Hit the wrong person there, but it's okay.
We're just having fun.
Relax.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers, I charge extra.
Stand still.
Oh my god, the music, the operatic music as well.
Good times. No time to say bye. Boom.
You chose the wrong echo.
Just pouring a glass on us as well. It is an interesting design for this enemy as well. It kind of reminds you of like a clockwork mecha almost.
Relax.
Small fry.
I'll see you off.
There we go. Very cool.
Alas, they remain but slaves till the very end, with the illusion of freedom.
So them following Gopherwood seemed like a new freedom, but once again they were just under a new master.
Thus concludes the second act. Amidst an illusory harmony, Land of the Exiles charted its course toward becoming the planet of festivities.
Ah, okay. So this is when Gopherwood then like pretended that they were following the harmony, but in reality it was following the Great One. And this is when they were going to go towards the planet of festivities. But all these families and these lineage bowed down to Gopherwood for guidance, because even in their search for freedom, they felt the only way they could get their freedom was with a master? Like it's, yeah.
This is how Penacony fell under the family's control. Since the arrival of the Harmony, the Land of the Exiles has undergone dramatic changes, not all of which have proven beneficial.
Maybe they're not, it might not, but no, I think it's five, because yeah, it's 5 lineages, yeah.
This guy really dramatic scenes. Bet he comes from a whole lineage of stage performers.
Marge is like, the drama is crazy. Yeah, it's very interesting as well. I think the way they're telling the story is very dramatic, very symbolic and all this stuff as well. So, like, again, it will be one of those things where, like, I'm not going to get everything right. Of course it won't. Like, that's just not how things work, you know what I mean? But obviously, like, I don't ever believe that my interpretations will be wrong completely, because I feel like, you know, stories are, like, meant to be interpreted, you know what I mean? And I feel like if there's one right answer to everything, then it's one of those things where, like, it becomes a lesser story, I feel like, you know? Now, obviously, you need, like, definitive, like, character moments, right? But like, I'm talking about, like, you know, in terms of interpretations. Oh my god, all the pointing is so it's actually really well done. Like, the way that they do, like, the pointing fingers, as actors in the play, like, you know, portraying what's happening in the story of Penacony, and then, you know, leading us to the next destination, the curtains opening.
Planetary rings to establish the law, forging a code of conduct among the masses.
Planetary rings.
A grand lyre with black and white keys served as an instrument, while symbols of articulation and numerical notation took the form of musical notes.
Okay.
The downward flowing river became a melody, and the canon of law dictated the
So is he saying that like a lot of the law and
all mortals found their unique place within this symphony?
Okay.
That marked the 5th and 6th days.
Like the idea of like on the 5th and 6th days they created like a musical like harmony that gave everyone their place in the world, like, and dictated law and how everyone should act. I guess like music is like a big part of Penacony already, but like, you know what I mean, like literally like it's the performance of like a vocal performance is going to be the thing that like, you know, creates this new idyllic world. But like yeah, it's interesting how like it even comes up in that type of stuff as well, right? I think this is really well done. I think in terms of presentation, this is really, really well done.
This guy's really into these puppets.
I love the Marge is like, you collect these things? Do you collect these puppets? Marge comes in here. Man, you live like this? Ode to order. Ode to order.
Oh, I get it now.
Whoa.
The last scene is all about singing the praises of the order.
Marge, it very well could be. It very well could be. Look at all these musical instruments everywhere as well.
And the atmosphere here is completely different from the previous two scenes.
It is. It feels almost, again, like very clean, very heavenly, right? Very like bright. The light is shining so brightly down on us. So far, like, again, my interpretation of the story could be like very, very...
The concluding act of this play. I have showcased the past and present of Penacony.
Sure.
Hoping that my desire for change resonates within you.
Right.
And now, I shall reveal its future to you.
Interesting. Okay, so we have the past and the present and in the future. So in the past, the first world we went into, we found out about obviously the freedom. We already knew, but I think we knew a lot about the past idea of the freedom of Penacony, the rebellion against IPC. But then even after they became free after the IPC, people still felt like they were like not actually free. And they felt that like it was one of those situations where like maybe they needed more guidance. Maybe they like there was this like feeling of like, oh well, like what do I do now? And even though they were free and they were told they were free, they were still trapped in this, I guess maybe like using the, not the dreamscape, but what did they call the thing with the memories? I forget the name of it. But then in the next world, that's when Mikhail was when Mikhail was betrayed? And then Gopherwood took over. And the families at that time started like all had like similar beliefs in what they wanted for Penacony in terms of the land of exiles. But Gopherwood brought all these people to the land of exiles. And the families fought, families fell. There was internal struggles within those families. People were dying. People were assailing people. People were killing people. 2 families fell, I think. At least like the Black Plum family fell, leaving 5 lineages behind. The 5 lineages then sought guidance, and I think that's Gopherwood in the middle, right? There has to be Gopherwood in the middle. But even in that moment when they were asked, they were looking for freedom, and what they were actually looking for again was another master in that sense too. And I wonder if that's gonna be like a thing as well, where like they were looking in a way for like order, right? The idea of order, someone to tell them what to do. It's like I feel free, but I don't know what to do next. I feel like that's been like a common thing with the story in a lot of ways. Yeah. I mean that's my gist of it, but then again, I could be like missing like a lot of stuff there as well. It's honestly a very confusing story, and I think it would have like I thought that maybe like if Sundays explained the story in full, it might be, but I think I get the idea, right? And if not, I can look over it again. So should we go over here first? Music here is absolutely fantastic as well. Yeah, if not, I can go over it again, 100%.
Does that hurt?
This guy was just not even like looking at us. Yeah, I can definitely look it over again if I need to.
Eternal sleep is not the dead return.
Stand still.
We just have to make sure we're getting... Wait, what? When a dream surface of a dream module is already formed a bubble bridge, moving inside module will destroy the formed bridge. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting, okay. Oh, so this gets the bubble bridge is gonna get destroyed and we get more charges? Interesting, okay. We'll have it here. I'm probably not gonna do this mini game right now. I feel like we're in the final stages of heading towards this like journey here. I feel like we can always come back here if that's the case as well, you know? But yeah. I love those mini games, but I feel like right now we are like in a stage where we are like heading towards the Charmony Festival stage, so I think it's probably good to like not do it right now.
Without a key, who shall bear responsibility?
And this again, this idea as well, right? The idea of order, right? The idea of we need...
If the people lack foresight, we will make choices on their behalf.
Yeah.
The responsibility.
Like, to me, the idea of like this freedom is very hypocritical in a lot of ways, right? Like, it is, because it's like... I think it's like what Firefly was saying as well, the idea of like, you know, you deciding that for other people as well. That's not going to be true freedom ever. It's not. And I think if you're talking with someone who embodies the idea of like wanting freedom more than anyone, it's a character like Firefly who desperately wants to, you know, not be Sam, not be this person who protect the weak, and there it is again.
Protecting the weak and standing against the mighty.
Again, we'll stand together, right? Protecting the weak. But in the world of the Order, it's just gonna be the weak are like, you know, quote unquote the weak don't get a choice in the matter of how like they're treated in this sense. But yeah, like, you know, it's Firefly said that. It's like the idea of like, you know, I should get to decide. Like, why is it I'm one of the few people in this world that doesn't get to decide what I get to do in this world? And I feel like that's a big theme, and even in this story we're here now from Sunday, which is like the idea of like these people who are like, I don't get to like choose my path. Oh, should we do this first? I don't get to choose like my path here, or I don't. And in some cases, they don't want to choose their own path. They're like, please just choose for me. And like with that type of history in Penacony, I can imagine that it also paints the idea of in your mind that like, you know, that's what everyone would want, you know, just pure guidance all the time. When I'm sure if you ask people, it depends on the situation, of course, what they would want. And I think I've said that before as well. Like it's like it is situational for sure. Does this go this way? Yeah, it is situational because it's one of those things that like I said, like, you know, in the past that like if you came to me like and said, hey, if I was told I'm going to be on life support for the rest of my life, like that old man we saw, right? And someone said to me, how about instead of life support, you get to live in an idyllic harmony for the rest of your life? I guarantee you that, like, I would probably say, yeah, put me in that. Like, I think anyone would, right? I think the majority of people would say that. But I think it's also one of those situations where, like, it's about the choice. It's about the choice in the matter, right? It's about being able to choose. But I think a lot of, like, the history we've seen here is that a lot of people in Penacony, especially, like, the family themselves, like don't have the desire to choose at all, and Gopherwood is like wanted to maybe take that choice away from people as well, because he believed that's what maybe that's, or at least he believed in the idea of the order. Because Gopherwood said like he didn't believe it. I don't think he believes as much as like, I think Sunday genuinely believes that he wants to take the choice away from people because that agonizes them, that makes them very upset. He wants them to be like, oh, like you don't have to worry about this anymore. But with Gopherwood, he said he wants justice. So I do think it's because of Shipe defeating the one, right? And the predation? Without a king, who shall govern the moment moving the stars, the ebb and flows of tides, and all growing things?
Everything followed its natural course, and so it shall continue even after the king's departure.
That's the thing. It is one of those situations here, like, that even after, like, you know, it's like, okay, this is gonna maybe sound weird. If a CEO tomorrow leaves the company, right? The company's still gonna run for the next, like, while, you know? The company's still gonna run. I know it's a bad example, maybe, but you know, it's like, the world keeps on ticking even without a king. The king dies tomorrow. Do you still have to work on your farm? You still have to go. Like that's the thing. If you're king, let's say you're talking about when there was a world with kings and rulers like that. I know there still is kings like that as well. Of course, like I'm pretty anti-monarchy myself, but like that's just my take. But like imagine like, you know, your king dies in medieval times. Oh, I guess we don't have to do the farm stuff today. I guess we don't have to, like, you know, till the fields. Like, no, you still got to do that. It's like, what? You still got to do that. You know, the world keeps on turning. It will consistently keep on turning. All the time.
After the king's departure,
We no longer have need for a king, for we have become kings.
Is this, and again, it's one of those things where like it's gonna confuse me a little bit. Is this a representation of the idea of like, oh, we're all one, we're all gonna become one, like we're all becoming quote unquote equal, so we don't have to worry about who's gonna rule over us. What we do have to like worry about is just like everyone being like, you know, free from pain, and all these worries that people have. Like, wait, I might be even like the family being like, wait, so after this happens, what happens then? Like, I'm like, do we not, like, how do I get my freedom, and how do I get this, and how do I get that? And then someone trying to explain, like, you know, that's not the case. It's like, unless the Chancellor is Gopherwood. But I don't know. I think they would call him Gopherwood if that was the case, right? I think they would. But then again, they are being pretty symbolic. This is like a longer dungeon than I expected to be. It's not bad because it's actually like very free flowing and very like well moving. Like it's not bad at all. I think you can have a long dungeon like this if you have like oh wow, we got to the end already? Sunday barely talks to us here because I guess it's about the future, right? That's a really sick design. Look at that. Hello.
Hey, aren't we supposed to kick off a short story and have a fight here just like we did in the previous acts? Why aren't any of these puppets saying anything?
Is it because the story hasn't been told yet?
perhaps we'll need to complete the story ourselves, just like we did before.
So, do you think their mind needs tinkering or something?
Possibly. I do love the designs of these characters here as well. I do. Based on the experience from Act 2, it seems you'll need to employ Clockwork again to personally bring the performance to fruition. Activate Clockwork. So do we know what we have to make their minds into? Satisfied? Untunable? What? Satisfied? They're all satisfied? Oh my god, they're satisfied with the way they feel now? I can't change them. Wait, so is this after they go into the idyllic world? They don't need any more emotions. They don't need to feel any better. Oh my god. It's like I don't need you to change my mind now.
Change them? What does that mean?
I think Sunday's saying people will be satisfied after this.
My apologies for my negligence. I forgot to inform you that the final part was scripted long ago.
I'm telling Elio. I'm going to tell Elio right now.
Let our previous king recount it to you. Now it is time for the final rite.
That our previous king recounted to you, now it's time for a final rite?
Prepare for battle. Looks like we'll have to fight again.
Ascending from the infinite spiral staircase, don't get towards the future with measured steps. No need to remember me
or seek my assistance. For the contours of my mind shall intersect with other experiences.
What is it we're waiting for?
Okay.
Stand still. Good times. No time to say bye.
Excuse me, guys, for the cough.
Boom.
It's going away, hopefully.
Relax.
Don't get cocky.
Stand still.
You chose the wrong enemy.
May as well kill them all. Relax.
What are you waiting for? To betray my customers? I charge extra.
So I'm just lost in thought, like, guys, because I know for a fact that, like, I'm missing some stuff. But, like, I'm definitely, like, 100% trying to, like, ascertain every single thing I can in this. 100%.
In the hushed expanse of a nocturnal reverie, I leave faint traces behind. No need to remember me, or to recall the essence of dreams.
Who is ruler, then? Who would you see as ruler, in this sense? Is this Sunday? Where they're saying, but I don't think Sunday will come because the idea of like, hey, don't need to remember me or recall the essence dreams, because this does seem like it is talking about the idea of them moving into this idyllic world where, you know, they're going to be satisfied with their lives and all this stuff as well. I don't know, like it's really like interesting because, like, again, it's one of the things that he is like telling this play, right? But he also is doing it in very, like, in somewhat a cryptic way as well.
What is mine shall wane, while you shall transcend its delicate nature.
Could it be also the one? Could it also be the great one, in a sense?
This is the final scene. It's much more straightforward. He wants to expel the harmony and establish an empire based on the order.
Right. So in this sense, I'm glad that Himiko said this, because that's what I was thinking. It's about that's what it's about. It's about, like, getting rid of the harmony and forgetting about the dreamscape and establishing something based on order. Okay, that makes sense. That's fine. That's perfect. Okay, I was just a little bit confused, but, like, I think I was right.
Let's go. Once this stage play concludes, it'll be time for the main event, the Charmony Festival.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because that's what we were thinking, right? These people are, like, satisfied with the order, right? They're bowing down to this person, but it's like also like, forget about the harmony, forget about the dreams. You don't have to remember me. Like, I love the way the fingers are pointing as well. Yeah, like, I have no problem saying it, because obviously I have no problem saying that. Yes, 100%. I totally acknowledge that, like, this is gonna be an hour and 20 minutes of me going, is this the case? But I think it's intentional. I think you're supposed to be like, what do they mean by this? You know? Whoa. Whoa! Already? I mean, she said we're about to get to the Charmony Festival. Oh, with the red carpet. Oh my god. With this music as well? One system hour.
They imbued the world with meaning, perfecting all things in the heavens and on earth.
Oh my god.
Then they rested from the labors of creation.
This is, by the way, it's breathtakingly, like heavenly in a way. Look at the feathers falling from the ceiling, the people dancing in the windows over here, the silhouettes and stuff, I guess, too. Oh my god, this scene. This scene is incredible. They imbued the world of meaning, perfecting all things in heavens and earth. So they're talking about the order once again. Then they rested.
Yet all beings cried out to Enna. Under the banner of the order, you have defined all things in the cosmos. But this made us realize that we are but puppets in your hands.
Okay. Saying they're puppets in Ina's hands?
Thus, on that day, All
That's when,
beings
okay.
united and cast the Eon into the abyss of oblivion.
That's when Shipe was involved in maybe defeating Aina, right?
This Grand Theater looks totally different. Is this the power of the Order?
It no longer feels like a Dreamscape theater, right? It now feels to me like a very, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It feels like it feels more, I know this is anything but traditional, but you know what I mean? It has like the colors of a very traditional theater. It has like the golds and the reds, which are like very like, you know, associated with like in a lot of ways like regality and stuff, because it's too, like it has that energy of like being more in place and everything is in order, which would make sense from the way that they're telling the story.
Everyone, get ready. This could be a tough battle.
It could be. Yeah, no, I think visually they tell a good story here as well. Maybe I can like I'll try to like what they're talking about now. Like that whole last space, the future space that he sent us to, was about the idea of how they want to get rid of the harmony to bring a new age of order to this place instead. And in the process of showing us this story, we saw like a path where freedom was gained from a rebellion, and then that wasn't true freedom. People struggled to think about like what they wanted and what they needed. There was a choice that was made by so many people that they agonized over. Even in freedom, some people felt like they still needed guidance. And that's probably where one of the ways they probably like, no, you need order in this sense too. That's why you need order. You need, they feel like maybe all these people who like, even the choice is an agonizing thing, which they said that before, like the choice is like an agonizing thing. So in order to take that choice away from people, Ina will make people as satisfied as possible, and bringing back Ina and resurrecting Ina and bringing the order back to this place will bring that lack, that will give people less pain, because Sunday believes that if everything is set out for people plainly, and they don't have to think about decisions, they don't have to think about where they're going to get their next meal, which is, by the way, I want to make it clear, I don't mean that in the sense of like, because again, in real life, no one should have to think about where they're going to get their next meal. No one should have to think about that. But I mean, like, like that should be also like obviously done through like a supportive system for sure, 100%. It should happen, like, you know. But it's like if you take away that the choice of life and the quote unquote freedoms away from people, then they will actually get like a true freedom that is based under order. Because we saw, like, throughout this whole story, we saw, like, families were killing each other. Like, they were killing their own family members. They were reporting each other to the IPC. Families were falling. And in this moment, that's probably why they did look for guidance. Like, please, someone help us, you know? And it's like, we can all do this together. And then there's even people asking, like, well, what happens, like, if we go against our old king, our old ruler, which, again, could be against the idea of going against the harmony, right? Going against Shipe as well. It's like, if we go against Shipe, we go against the harmony, like, who will decide this for me? Don't worry. We will do this. Well, how's the sun going to rise? The sun will always rise. How are the tides going to happen? The tides are always going to happen. It's a very interesting way of telling the story, because it does feel like the way Sunday argues is that giving freedom to people gives them the freedom to either cause more pain or be in more pain. So in order to that freedom means that they don't have to like think about how they're going to protect themselves, how they're going to gain land, how they're going to gain something in this world. So there'll be less fights, less people wanting to hurt each other, less people wanting more. But obviously, like, you know, I still think even in anything that's established order, you have to keep things in check, because like even if you give everyone an equal amount of everything, right, and everyone's happy, right, there's always gonna be someone that's like, well, I want more, you know, I want something. But it is an interesting way to tell that story of like the fall of like families, infighting of people who believed in the same thing, but also like at the same time too had different beliefs within those beliefs. People, from Sunday's perspective, people suffering, people still in the cage even after being free from the IPC, and the only way to truly like kind of like bring order to this is Ina, the order. And Ina was struck down by people's beliefs when they believed like, okay, you are actually putting us in shackles. But to Sunday's perspective, those shackles that you are put in, right, those shackles, quote unquote, actually will give you like a satisfied happiness, right? At least that's my perspective.
Marked the seventh day.
Wait, this is the seventh day?
Cheers and chants reverberated in the
Oh my god. The world is in harmony. Praise the gay one. I almost said the gay one. You know, praise the gay one. Praise the great one. The world is in harmony. The stars shine bright. So true harmony is actually if the great one is being praised and the great one is controlling everything. And again, the order is dead. The order is dead. But now they're saying the order is dead. Why are they chanting the order is dead? Man, look at the silhouettes up here as well. It's so incredible, isn't it? It's so incredible. It's like just even like, you know, because before we saw the silhouettes in Penacony, in the early stages were like a very violent and very painful. Right here, they seem very like, in some ways, no, there's still some like ones there, but I think they're more dramatic than they are like in pain, right? Like the guy grabbing his head. Yeah, I don't know. At least that's the way I feel about it. Now, I know that when it comes to like them saying the order is dead, like people did hate the order, right? People did hate Ina, so maybe that's what this is calling upon as well. But it also says praise the Great One here. Yeah. It's interesting, by the way, they're doing this as well with the text, when that has been a thing that's been so common since the start of the game, but like, you know, that's how we learn the story and stuff, I guess, too. Oh my god, he's just standing there. He's just standing there.
Look, there he is!
That concludes everything related to the Order. What are your reflections on this, my dear
So we talked about how the Order created stuff, but then people betrayed the Order. No, not betrayed the Order. People went against Ina because they felt like that was still like they were in shackles because of Ina.
Nevertheless, this is but a
this
trivial
music.
blip in the annals of galactic history. What truly matters is the course this river shall take in the days to come. You've arrived at the perfect moment. The Charmony Festival is about to commence, and it would be a shame if you were absent for the Harmony's
It's interesting they substitute with the Order, right? Because that's what it really is, right?
Allow me to extend my warmest welcome once more. Welcome to Penacony Grand Theater, the very core of the sweet dream, the abode of the Stellaron, the grand stage of the Charmony Festival.
The abode of the Stellaron, because the Stellaron is here. Like he looks so like ready, right? He looks so ready.
And the very place where the future of Penacony shall be determined through conflict.
Are you ready to do this, though? Are you ready to do this in the very place where your schemes will get smashed to smithereens? Why did you invite us to this duel? Where's the Stellaron? Why am I not seeing it? I think we should just say this, right?
Your unwavering faith in the Trailblaze is truly impressive. True goodness can only be achieved through faith.
I don't agree. I don't agree. I think this is, again, the idea of the faith in the Order, right? But it's not a true way of looking at this. Because, like, again, so, can I say as well today? I'm not, it's my take, right? It's my take that I truly believe that you can be good without your faith, right? 100%. If you became a good person through your faith, not shaming anyone, I want to make that clear. But for me personally, I believe that goodness can be achieved without faith.
Allow me to point out that falling into a permanent slumber is not happiness, especially when those people are driven by someone else's will in their sleep.
Yes, yes, and I love Himiko saying this as well. Because here's the thing as well, like, the idea of, like, faith brings... what's the line here? True goodness is going to be achieved through fate. To me, that line there, like, screams the idea of, like, you know, you have to follow something, you have to follow an order, you have to believe in something to truly get fate. But what Himiko's saying is that, like, people not being awake for the rest of their lives and basically being driven by someone else's will. It's someone else's will. Once again, it is someone else controlling something. The Order, in this case as well, and the Great One, is not happiness. It's not.
Do you still believe that the Order only seeks to control the universe as their puppet, Himiko?
Then explain everything.
No matter how perfect your vision of paradise may be, A cage remains
Oh my
a cage.
god. And you know Himiko doesn't speak up all the time, but whenever she does, it's always impactful.
People will never achieve true happiness in a world like that. They would just be toys for the eon.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. And here's the thing, like we said, like if someone came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be in this perfect idyllic world and you're suffering right now, you're in pain, you every day is an agonizing thing?" Yeah. 100% I'm saying yes. But I think it should be a choice, right? It should be a choice. And again, like Firefly said, even if she falls flat on her face, she wants the ability to be able to either fly or fall flat on her face. That's what she wants. And that's what Robin said as well, with the bird that died. And he uses that as an analogy for this whole thing. The bird that died when they let the people free from that cage is an analogy for this whole order thing. In the cage, they survived. Outside the cage, they died. But Robin's point is, I'm glad that they at least got the chance for freedom. They got the chance to live throughout something. I know that's such like maybe to some people it's a bad thing to say. Well, they died, but at least they got to go out and have a walk. You know, but that's not what I'm saying. I think from Robin's perspective, it's like people deserve the chance to get freedom. Same with Firefly. Same with what March is saying here as well.
It seems you have misunderstood my intentions. Allow me to clarify. My desire is not to resurrect a fallen eon, or become one
I didn't think you'd ever want to become one yourself, but like, what do you mean you don't want to resurrect a fallen? You could have corrected us on that earlier. You could have corrected us on that much earlier.
My sole objective is to create a paradise free from
Whoa.
eons, where the Order ensures the dignity and happiness of all humanity. A paradise exclusive to us human beings.
Whoa. But how's that going to work? How do you keep that order then? So Sunday's actually, so, by the way, Sunday could have corrected on this, like, 6 hours ago. You know, he could have, right? But he wants to make a place where, like, there's no eons.
That's not the case. If people are to live with dignity, there must be nothing and no one above them.
Again, I agree with this too, right? I agree with this too, because what he's saying as well is that, like, yeah, there will be no eons, but the order, the power of the order will still ensure their happiness, which again is a injected happiness, right? It is. But he's saying he doesn't want any eon there. But still, that makes it feel like, you know, the power of an eon, or at least the path of an eon, is still influential here?
In your so-called paradise, you would be the one reigning supreme.
Oh, wow. Does she know about his sacrifice as well?
Looks like we won't be able to convince each other. Now that our conflict has been destined, let's unveil our paths and reveal to the universe the true path.
So, and what Himiko's saying here is that, like, because we know Sunday is planning on, like, staying awake forever, right? That's his thing, right? That's the sacrifice. But I guess that's what will give the power of the order to this dreamscape, this dream world, this paradise. But still, from Himiko's perspective, it's like Sunday will be the one that's reigning over this, right? Still, somebody will be reigning over this situation.
However, before the prelude to the future begins, please take a moment to ponder the questions I've posed.
Sunday, I would love to listen to you forever. Honestly, like, I want to know as much as possible about this.
Is darkness equal
to
daylight?
Oh my god.
Are sinners equal to the righteous?
What are you saying?
If you are born weak, which god should you turn to for solace?
Oh my god, you talk about, like, biblical, heavenly, look at that scene. Oh, we're fighting all of these, like, different symbols, right?
Under the banner of the Order, you have defined all things in the cosmos.
So the presence is saying you define all things in the cosmos.
What is it we're waiting for?
So we have the past, present, and eternal shadow. So the future is the eternal shadow. So this is the eternal shadow, I guess? He said like are like sinners and good people equal? Is light equal to daylight? Like, I wonder if there he's saying, like, and he said, like, if you're weak, who do you turn to? Because again, no one is helping out the people who are, like, weaker, quote unquote weaker in this world. Which I agree, there's not enough stuff in place to help these people, right? There's not enough place for things for these people to look to. But that's the thing, though. In real life, Sunday could be one of those influential people. Sunday, you could talk to people in, like, I know, like, okay, I want to make it clear here. The IPC is not going to help weaker people, not at all. So I don't know why I would even say that. But, like, you could talk to people in, like, much higher places. We have friends in so many different locations. And we could legitimately just be like, let's try and make this world a little bit better for those people, you know? But he's saying like, is light equal to dark? Is he saying like, oh, like in this, do you believe that, you know, everyone's equal? Do you believe that there's true equality right now?
Stand still.
Eternal sleep is not that
The dead return, I think. I was just thinking that.
Relax.
Such amazing cutscenes in this game all the time, right? Such amazing cutscenes.
More business, eh?
More business, a Canadian sample here. Maybe we shouldn't fast forward this if this is like if they're gonna do something interesting. We'll see though.
Didn't hurt.
Small fry. Don't get cocky now.
Good stuff. I'm gonna get some
Where's the applause?
DOTs even on this.
An opponent worth their salt. Let's see some sparks fly.
Lovely stuff though. Good damage. This prison warden kind of like designed with the cage and the fire burning inside it, like, and I guess that is symbolic of like the idea of like people's fire like being trapped in a cage, but it's still very cool.
That breathing sensation.
I think we can fast forward this one, right? I think we can, because when Sunday shows up, I think that's when we should decide to not do that, right?
Good times, never time to say
You should
bye.
say boom. That'd be so cool.
Boom.
We're just having fun.
Yeah, because it's gonna this battle will take a while if we don't do that as well. Good punch, good punch.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Good damage as well. Because we still have another battle after this too. I might like, so yeah, we'll slow it down before we get to the end just in case there is like a change. Oh, you're targeting us all? Nah.
Try this on for size.
Relax.
Good stuff.
What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you gotta make it worth my while.
He keeps talking about like betraying his customers. Lovely stuff. Oh wait, so okay, so you don't have to like legit. Oh my god, what? Past and present saying the world is in harmony. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Oh, look at that with the musical stuff, the musical element to this. It's some really cool movesets.
Eternal sleep.
The dead return!
You probably should have healed there, but we get natural healing sometimes as well.
Small fry. Don't get cocky.
We got a break there anyway.
Let's settle this.
Relax.
Good blast as well.
Good times, never last. Time to say bye.
I don't think we had enough DOTs on that as well, right? I don't think we did, but it's okay.
We're just having fun.
We're still doing good damage.
Stand still.
Single target. I guess we go right here. Break him. Luca breaking everyone here.
Let's settle
Good bit of
this.
damage. Oh, what's this? Yeah, this move is really cool. Praise the Great One. So the past, present, and future are converging to praise the Great One together. Oh my god, slapping us with this stuff as well.
Where's the applause? An opponent worth their salt. Let's see some sparks fly! What are you waiting for? The customer is king. And for me to portray the king, well, you
Okay,
gotta make it worth my
Sampo.
while.
Good on you, buddy. This is interesting as well, fighting Penacony's past, present, and future, right? It's a very interesting idea. All is calm. Again, everything's good. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Subdue everyone. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be cool. There we go. Oh, here we go again. Oh, the hat. Oh my god.
I now permit you to gaze.
Okay, look at all the puppets. Oh my god. That, if that's not symbolic, I don't know what is.
7,336 stones.
What are you talking about?
The almighty and powerful strings of harmony.
Is he talking about all the members of the family? Every one of them?
Supreme.
Look at Cell's face. What? He said, and by the way, he said, I now know, after that fight, I know exactly what you're saying. Oh my god, what a freaking cool boss.
Come and meet your master.
Look, with the city of Penacony in the background, every time you break a layer of the enemy's toughness, you gain a collective... Oh, cool, okay.
The Charmony Festival.
The collective shield can take damage. What is happening? They did not put text on the screen during the tutorial, did they? They did not do that. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
Stand still.
Eternal sleep is not the end.
Let's go. This is an epic. Look at how cool this looks. And there's like layers to the shield as well, but it gives us a shield if we break their shield. Very cool stuff. Like, look at the setting of this. Look at this. This gigantic harmonious choir, by the way. So this is like harmonious in terms of like everyone, all the members of the family, I guess, as well. The great Septimus. And he said he knows what our choices were, because at that moment when we won that battle, he's like, okay, no more holding back. I know exactly what you guys want. I know exactly what you guys are
This won't take long.
looking for. And again, once again, very musical in its way of doing things in this game.
Stand still.
There's a breakpoint as well. And we got the walk in the light, okay.
Never last.
We'll take that.
Time to say bye. Boom.
Boom. Good stuff. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff.
Small fry.
Who are we going after?
Don't get cocky now.
Disorderly noise.
I'm feeling like there's another world in
Whoa.
As you are. Answer me this. Why could the harmony and the order merge into one?
He's saying that, so Marge is saying she feels like there's a whole, like maybe this is the world he was talking about, like right in front of us now. Like she can feel it.
That breathing sensation. Remember it.
Oh my god, Himiko. I keep saying Himiko and Kafka. I keep mixing them up. They're gonna hate me with a passion. Forever. What a line. So we got enhancement, gain enhancement for walking the light. Okay. We're not getting, I think the resistance to that maybe? That's a possibility.
Need a hand? My pleasure.
Recover from break. These little guys as well are so interesting too. It is like the choir itself, right? It's like some sort of like sick and twisted choir.
Neither side could tolerate discord.
Oh. He's saying the harmony and the order became one because they couldn't have these discussions with each other? Incredible stuff. This music, this setting, everything is so incredible. It's legitimately so incredible. I think we're about to like beat this boss as well, but like look at this. This is such an incredible set piece. It really is. Like the location, the idea behind it.
May as well kill them all.
May as well kill them all, she says. Absolutely incredible stuff. Really incredible stuff.
The time has come. Creation will be reborn from the remains of the gods.
Wait, what? Oh my god! No way! What? What? No, is it? No, it's not. Oh my god, Genuine! And the River Lune! What the hell is this vital moment? Oh wait, where are we going now? I was slapping the hell out of my chair, man.
Wake up! Wake up!
Did you see those Sancho fleets? Oh, my hand is sore. I slapped the hell out of my chair. Oh my god. Dan Heng showed up with Jin Yuan. Showed up with Jin Yuan. And the Xianzhou fleet. We called him on the Xianzhou, our friends. I wonder if this is part of what Elio thought as well. Guys, I have chills. That was so incredible. That cutscene should have been 20 minutes long. Seeing Dan Heng and Jin Yuan together. Holy freaking hell.
Hey, wake up! The sun's frying your
The sun's frying our butt? What are you talking about? Is that an expression?
Right? Can you hear me? Do you remember your name?
I guess so. I don't remember anything. Why does this light sound so familiar? Oh, is that when we first woke up? Didn't I shoot at the sun out of the sky?
It does? Well, doesn't ring any bells to me.
Is that the first thing, one of the first things she said to us? Guys, that cutscene was incredible. It should have been a lot longer. That should have been like 3 hours long. It really should have been. I wanted to see Dan Heng and Jin Yuan in the sky together for much longer. That was insane. I knew when I saw water, I was like, oh, okay, that's probably like the Imbibber Lune stuff.
Looks like your mind's still in one piece. If you're able to remember such details. Well, that's reassuring.
What happened while I was out?
It's a long story. Simply put, Dan Heng used the Jade Abacus of Allying Oath when we were in the middle of a fierce
Oh my
battle.
god.
He summoned the general to help us just in time.
And I know this isn't like a perfect thing, by the way, but I still love the, like, how, like, not even symbolically, but, like, very much on the surface. Like, Dan Heng loves us so much that he would do this, you know what I mean?
And then we returned to reality. Look, this is
We
your
were back in our hotel room after all that? Okay, just to talk about this before we go any further, sorry, March, for interrupting you. Like, an incredible set piece for the boss battle, an incredible location, the idea of fighting the past and present and future of Penacony, the idea of, like, all the family coming together in this one harmonious choir, this idea of, like, them being so pissed off at our choice that they were not pissed off at our choice, but angry at our choice that they decided to, like, you know, combine together in this way. But that was probably the plan for them as well. But, like, the way they were, like, kind of, like, conducting this choir, the way they were kind of, like, using music once again to fight us, like it is in Penacony. And then also seeing Dan Heng and Jin Yuan help us in those, like, in that moment. Because again, they're probably, I love that they didn't even let them set up for something that, like, even crazier. They were like, no, it's not happening. I'm sorry. It's like they didn't even let him, like gear up to fight us. He was gonna do some move, right? He was getting ready. He was like, the order, and then Dan Heng's like, no, sorry.
Everyone else has also returned from the dreamscape. Himeko and the rest are at the lobby discussing matters with the general. And now that you're awake, we should tell the crew that you're all
Sure.
right. Come with me.
My heart. Well, we're just here
Not
now?
going to come chat with me, sleepyhead.
Huh?
That voice. Is that Black Swan?
Where's Black Swan? What an out. Like, I can't believe after all that, we're back in, like, the place that we kind of, like, started. This is where, by the way, we first had our conversation with, like, Aventurine and stuff. An absolutely amazing moment. But then it's not over, right? Because, like, we still have to find Robin, right? And Welt. Maybe they're safe, though. I know they are safe. I know Sunday would never let anything happen to Robin, right? But would we get to talk to Sunday again? I want to talk to Sunday again. My dream is that Sunday realizes, like, there's some errors in the way he goes about things, right? That's my absolute dream in this, you know? Hopefully we will get to talk to him. It's not over. I know it's not over, right? I know it's not over. But still, it's that feeling of, like, that was amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm still jittery after that. Holy hell. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Black Swan, then we'll talk about everything that's happened. And then we'll probably, like, end it a little bit after that as well and come back.
Where are you going?
It's Black Swan, March. It's Black Swan.
Hey, we meet again, sleepyhead.
Hello, Black Swan. After what just happened with Dan Heng as well.
What's Miss Black Swan doing here?
She 100% had a big part to play in this.
Nothing, Miss March. I noticed she was awake and wanted to check to see how she was doing. Though the strike from the general was timely, its destruction was also immense. When emanators collide, ordinary people inevitably suffer.
Do you think at that moment then that that Sunday became an emanator?
But luckily for them, the dreamscape is my home turf.
Oh my god.
Thankfully, I managed to get everyone out before the harmonious choir collapsed.
Hey, yeah, heck yeah, Black Swan, heck yeah.
Oh, so that's what happened. Thank you, Miss Black Swan.
Don't mention it. After all, I wouldn't want to see such precious memories.
Exactly, what Herb said.
You're heading to see your friends, aren't you? Would it bother you if I walked with you for a short while?
I don't think so at all. I think we would very much even like like not be opposed to that in any way, shape, or form, right? For sure. For sure.
Of course not. But you're not planning on doing something like last time, are you?
Why would you think that? I've never harbored any ill intentions. Well, not when you were around, anyway.
Not like in front of you anyway. Not in front of you. Yeah. Okay, I don't think we're gonna end it just yet.
Mr. Yang are probably still busy. Let's go look for Don Hung first.
Yeah, let's go. Oh my god, yes! Okay, I'm glad we didn't end it here. There was no way we could end it here then, right? Gotta look proper. Where's the mirror? Do you have a mirror, lady? Do you have a mirror? Do you have a mirror? No? Useless. I'm telling you. And Boot Hill's there as well, but like, oh my god, after everything?
Still talking to that cowboy.
That's his new friend.
One Peach Soul Glad? You're awake. How do you feel?
My handsome, perfect man. Like, he sounds so concerned as well. Of course he would be. He adores Stell.
Well, fork me.
Fork you?
You must be that Stellaron they were talking about.
Hi, Boot Hill. I'm Stell. Don Hung, why do you have to blab about everything? Forka, I myself prefer spoon.
Allow me to introduce
okay.
you. This is Boot Hill, a Galaxy Ranger.
She just shows up there at this moment. I would never tell Don Hung could tell any of my secrets. It's fine, you know.
During our pursuit of a certain person, we crossed paths and just so happened to uncover a shocking plot being concocted by Mr. Sunday.
Oh my god, yeah, they were working together behind the scenes as well.
Which is why we sought you out, to help the Astral Express save the world together.
Oh my... I freaking love it, man. I love it so much.
No need for thanks. The Galaxy Ranger's principle is correct every injustice one sees.
Okay.
That's how you lot in the Xianzhou put it, right, Don Hung? More or less.
Don Hung's like, I don't follow this as rigidly as you do, buddy. Okay. Buddy, I've left this Xianzhou long ago.
Wait, hold on a sec. This is the first time I'm hearing about this certain person. Who are you chasing? And why would that lead you to the Express?
Acheron, right?
Good question. It's, who was it again? Don Hung. Do you remember?
He doesn't remember. I love that, like, Don Hung is already... I'm sorry, Don Hung is already, like his partner in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, honey, do you remember that thing? Do you remember who was in that movie? You know? Come on, don't keep me in suspense. I don't know about you. You're looking kind of sus.
No, that ain't it. I just can't seem to recall. Weird. My neurochip hasn't registered any malfunctions.
Wait, what?
I can't seem to remember either.
Wait, they don't remember Acheron? Is that actually the truth?
What's going on?
Yeah, what's happening here?
Heck, forget about it. If it slipped all our minds, reckon that person was just a minor scoundrel.
What?
Unimportant. Ain't gonna stop us from piecing together the story anyhow.
Okay, this probably has to do with the nihility as well then, right?
Yes. When the dust settles, I'll just think of a way to recall it in the memory zone. Everyone, let's hurry up and look for Miss Himiko, shall we? She's now a minor star on Penacony, and the
really?
entire hotel's concerned about her well-being.
That's really cool.
You're right.
So it's interesting because like Black Swan very much I bet remembers Acheron, right? But I think that in some way the Galaxy Ranger here, Boot Hill and Don Hong don't remember Acheron.
You guys go. I'm an outsider, after all. I'd rather not disrupt the long-awaited reunion.
What do you mean? You wouldn't disrupt anything, buddy. Not at all. This is amazing. Okay, I was gonna end the video, but like I feel like we gotta like see Himiko here as well, you know? Oh my god, Angie Nguyen, oh my god. Oh, sorry, March.
That's all right. In these times of conflict for the sake of utmost safety, it is only right that the Alliance steps forward to mediate on behalf of the Astral Express. We must not allow you to take
that voice.
risks.
It's so cool bringing him back here for this moment too, right? And seeing him on Penacony as well.
Furthermore, despite the IPC's eagerness for success, it prioritizes peace above all.
Okay.
The family, trapped though it may be, professes a desire for harmony. The Alliance has always won people over with reason. I firmly believe both parties can indeed put aside their differences and come to a peaceful agreement.
Even after all this, which again, I'm not like against it full, you know, like, but he's saying like we can like maybe come to like an agreement and rather than have like a big battle go on forever, which is probably for the best in a lot of ways.
The General possesses a deep understanding of the greater good. With the Cienjo Alliance mediating, peace for Penacony is within reach.
That's good. That is good, especially like with the turmoil it's had throughout the years, like even like pre planet festivities, you know, you had like, again, like you said, families killing each other, families dying.
You flatter me. But ultimately, it's been all down to the Express. Without your efforts, this sweet dream paradise would have been claimed by the last remnants of order before there was even a shot at peace.
Okay. Thank you so much. I love that when everyone praises the Astral Express. But I do love that the Alliance is coming in like kind of like me. Again, I don't think the Alliance is perfect, by the way. I want to make that clear as well. I don't think that they're always like people we can rely on. Like we can rely on Jin Yuen, and like we can rely on like a lot of Cloud Lights, like we know like Su Shang, and we can rely on Don Hong to us help too as well. Like we can rely on those people. But I think like in totality, I want to make it clear, like just because I'm like, oh, they're going to be brokering for peace. They haven't always been a peaceful nation themselves, right? So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, look, that's cool.
Well, would you look at that? Here comes the big hero.
Talking about yourself like that, Jin Yuen, it's not good, you know? Oh, you mean me? Oh, look at the trio. The trio's together. No, bring it back. Okay. At least the trio's in one frame. You know what I mean? At least the back of their heads are still in one frame. The trio is back together. I do what I can.
If it isn't the galactic
yes.
A true hero who dares to take action.
You said it.
Are you okay? I heard you couldn't wake up. Are you feeling unwell?
Oh my god, I love again, you can tell how much they care so much about Stell.
Don't worry, Mr. Yang. There's nothing wrong with her. She practically burned through a lifetime's worth of jokes on the way here.
I love that, because that's the signifier that Stell is okay. Oh my god, the trio.
What about you, Mr. Yang? I heard that even Miss Robin wasn't spared. And that guy locked you both up.
Yeah.
It's a long story. But at least Mr. Sunday took it easy on us.
But that makes sense. Like I don't think Sunday was aiming to hurt, was aiming at all to hurt Welt or Robin.
He used an ability called tuning to connect our consciousnesses with his. In other words, he imprisoned us within his consciousness.
Oh, that's still pretty invasive, right? That's still very invasive. I don't like that.
Thanks to General Jing Yuan's destruction of the Harmonious Fire, we were able to escape.
So the only reason Robin escaped and Welt escaped is because of of that intervention.
He used that tuning on us too. Does that mean that we were almost imprisoned as well?
I can confidently say now, he was truly after.
Oh yeah, I agree.
With us. Had he wanted, he could have easily taken us down without so much as lifting a finger.
I mean, we saw his power. Again, I do not doubt that he was after he wanted to be proven right in that moment.
Speaking of the Oak family head, Where is he now?
Oh my god. So, Don Hong opens his mouth and I'm like, I was about to call him smart as heck, just for no reason.
It's complicated, but in a nutshell, he's now the former Oak family.
I think the whole family system is busted. I think the whole system with the family on Penacony is busted. I think Penacony is busted, not just like in terms of like the harmony being corrupted. I think in general, Penacony is busted and needs a reshaping from head to toe. Not just one member. I think the whole of the entirety of Penacony needs a reshaping. It is a place that needs to be looked at like with a fine-tooth, like at least be combed through with a fine-tooth comb and looked at with a magnifying glass.
The IPC has named him the key figure in the family's Penacony split, citing a threat to cosmic peace.
That's not wrong.
He must represent the family and answer for the unrest.
It's not wrong.
His trial is set to take place at Pier Point.
You know what I mean? Because like, while I don't believe the IPC should be allowed to do anything like in terms of like being a police of the world, like what was happening here was like legitimately politically so. I'm not saying it's right to think of everything politically, but politically so. He was about to trap inside of this idyllic world people from like 10 different like nations and regions and factions. Regardless of what way you look at that, if that's the way they, you know, it was pretty politically charged.
The family quickly labeled him and the remnants of the Order as enemies.
Right.
Declaring the turmoil an internal rebellion.
Crazy.
This move effectively barred the IPC from intervening in family affairs.
That's insane.
On both moral and rational
So,
grounds.
this is something that you do politically as well. I want to say this too, because can I say this as well? Can I say this? Can I say this? Can I say this? Sunday has been a puppet on a string and has been controlled and manipulated by the family since he was a kid. Right? And they have made him the only boogeyman in that entire situation now. And the reason they did this is just pure and simple. If you call out one member if you set apart this person, say this is the boogeyman, this is the person that did all the wrong things, this is the person that you have to watch out for, right? Then all of a sudden it makes the order seem, it makes the family seem like they are like actually have everything in control, which means that now you can't intervene in our internal stuff because we have already punished the person that was causing the internal stuff. We renounce the order now, right? The boogeyman is found.
Everyone really has their own agenda.
Yes, yes, yes. It's brutal.
Then, what's going to happen to Miss Robin? She and Sunday won't be able to deny their involvement in the Charmony Festival. They're siblings, after all.
This is tough. Like in fairness with Robin though, she did not want to join up with this at all.
Why the side, General?
She did not want to be involved with this whatsoever.
I can only say that this incident is an unexpected mess for the girl. The Alliance will try to persuade the family to consider this matter carefully during
Please? She legitimately was the opposite of the Order.
It's time, everyone. The IPC's key members and I have agreed to consult one another before the upcoming negotiation. Do any of you wish to sit in?
Yes.
Given the General's invitation and the matter's significance to the universe, the crew will naturally accept. However, if the IPC has any reservations...
I don't think they will with the Astral Express.
Why, of course you're welcome. They've mentioned that your team is a trusted ally of the IPC in Penacony, so there's no reason not to welcome.
Yes, 100%.
Besides, if there can be reliable observers from the Astral Express present...
Yep, that makes sense.
Discussions will go more smoothly.
They've set that up, they set that idea up since the start. Since the start, they said this, that the Astral Express is like a neutral party in a lot of things. They're trusted.
Well then, we shall oblige.
I'm kind of allergic to those types of situations. I think I'll just head back to my room and start packing.
No, you will not. You're coming with us. The trio is not breaking up ever again. Come on.
Not to worry. Himiko and I won't take care of things.
I'm afraid I'll also have to return
to the
Express first. The conductor is worried about us.
Stop!
It's best I go and explain the situation.
Okay, how about this? What if I get my jacket and my belt buckle and tie you to me, and then you won't be able to go? That fair? Everyone agrees? That's our negotiations done? Yeah? I understand they have stuff to do, and I'm so proud of Dan Hong acting this way, you know what I mean? I'm so proud of March as well, of all the stuff that's happened throughout this journey as well. I understand what they have to do, but I just like, you know, just let me have the trio for a little longer.
Thank you. What about you? Will you join Welt and me? Or have you got other plans?
Honestly, I have to help March pack our suitcase. I don't know why, but something tells me I only have one real option here. I want to choose this, but I'm worried they actually will make me make March pack, so I'll go with this just in case. Like, I'd love to help. If that was the story we help March pack, it'd be so amazing. But like, I honestly think as well that they like, you know, I don't think they will, but like, I'm always nervous about that. But I will say, if given the option, you know what I mean? If it actually was an option, I'd probably have a hard time not going off with Don Hong and March, you know? Well, let's go.
Great.
We want to see these IPC members for sure.
Although I'm not too sure of the reason. The representatives from the IPC have insisted.
Also, that's how they would have answered that.
Allow me to lead the way. Follow me, please.
I mean, like, the IPC members we know here on Penacony are Topaz, right? Topaz would have, we're very friendly with Topaz, and we had negotiations with Topaz before, right? It makes sense.
The negotiation will commence at the hotel lobby. Everyone, please follow me.
100%. So what they basically told us there was that there is going to be the debates and negotiations on how to move forward with the family and how to move forward to make peace within the world. The family has now renounced the order, even though you know for a fact that some of them 100%, I bet, like, were 100% like, oh, totally okay with the order as well. And they've made Sunday out to be the pure boogeyman and Robin now to be boogeymen. And the reason you do that, I've talked about this before, we've talked about this several times over in multiple different playthroughs we've done. It's the quote from Life of Mars: put the boogeyman behind bars and everyone sleeps soundly at night. You know, that's a paraphrase, by the way. It's not an actual quote, but yeah, paraphrasing. It's one of those things where now they have this plausible deniability where they say like, well, actually, we got rid of it. We're dealing with it, so you don't meddle with our affairs. So now this idea that I had, which is very, I believe in so much, which is that Penacony should be observed with a magnifying glass and a fine-tooth comb, can't happen now anymore, which is unfortunate. What? 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 Are you serious right now? I don't know if I'm ready. That's freaking adventuring. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready. What the hell? What the hell? What's he doing there? What's he doing there?
Mr. Aventurine and Miss Topaz are here too. Oh, and who is that over there?
That's Dr. Ratio.
The Intelligentsia Guild's Dr. Ratio. This assembly is quite something.
Oh. I wasn't ready for this at all. What the hell? I can't. I don't think I can. What the fuck, man? What are we doing here?
It's been a while, my Astral Express friends.
I'm devastated. I'm in a very, like, emotional way. Are you kidding me? Aventurine, are you kidding me?
I would also extend my sincere thanks to you.
Oh, his voice.
The presence of everyone here assures that the talks will likely reach a conclusion that satisfies all sides.
Oh, I'm dying. I can't. Even hearing his voice is incredible.
Oh. Looks like everyone has come with expectations. Care to share?
It's Aventurine talking to Shinuen. We've Topaz here too. Oh.
Of course. Topaz, if you please.
I know that he wasn't dead, right? I knew he wasn't dead. But, like, I didn't expect to see him, like, here, right? At all.
Sure. Leave it to me.
We're just going into negotiations. Can we not do hugs first? Can we do a hug?
In summary, it's good news. After much deliberation from the Strategic Investment Department's council, the absolute majority of members have agreed to the following resolutions.
And what's that?
In light of long-term considerations for interastral peace, and by authority of Pierpoint HQ, the Strategic Investment Department, on behalf of the
Oh my god, there's so much red tape.
Corporation, will permanently relinquish its claim on Penacony sovereignty, and offer unconditional support of the family's rebuilding efforts on Penacony.
What? So they're saying we're not going to take over Penacony? They're gonna help like rebuild it? But like, what's the catch? What's the catch?
No, that's
That is something. Look at the smile on these faces. Also, the IPC does see the big picture. What's in it for you guys? Does that mean eventually took a hit? Oh, took a hit for? Oh, I would never say that. Honestly, if entering so beautifully, he could honestly say to me, "We're going to blow up all of Penacony." I'd be like, "Wow, diplomatic." You know? What's in it for you guys?
Well, to be honest, it does nothing to benefit the IPC.
Okay.
But it is extremely beneficial to the long-term development.
Which in turn benefits the IPC, right? In turn.
As the IPC finished sharing all its thoughts, then it's our turn.
Dr. Ratio, I hope that didn't make you sound disrespectful because you are also so beautiful and I love you so much, right? And you're amazing. Show off the arm, right? But like, I also like wasn't ready to say goodbye to Adventurine again at all. Give me your thoughts, Dr. Ratio. I apologize for being so rude.
The Guild, much like the Genius Society, has taken a keen interest in the recent calamity in Penacony. Ultimately, both parties have agreed to a comprehensive collaboration, offering technical support for the reconstruction of Penacony.
Okay. So they're going to help again. So everyone's helping with Penacony.
The floor is yours for the final points, Mr. Scrullum. Enlighten us, please.
It's still so funny that I recognized Dr. Ratio from his arm before. When someone pointed it out, I was like, yeah, that is pretty funny.
Organic life's unrelenting search to understand the realm of inner spirituality is something I both admire and envy.
Okay.
Inorganic life has no mechanism to evoke dreams. But when my mechanical impulses are activated, my inspiration circuits will start to operate, and I will enter a state defined as imagination.
So he has like an imagination.
Every time, within the realm of imagination, there emerges a fire from the shadows. It is warm, bright. I frequently ponder this flame might represent the essence of intelligence. A cluster of inspiration ignited by high temperatures. The future direction of the universe may well lie within it.
So is he basically saying here that like this feeling he gets from this imagination, he also thinks that like that flame that he feels, that warmth, also feels like the essence of intelligence. Okay, so he believes that you can find the future of the universe within this type of stuff?
Alas, they are nothing but projections of my thought system to me. Desired, but unattainable. But after learning of Penacony's accomplishments, I have come to realize that the flame is not beyond my grasp.
So he sees Penacony as a way to grasp this flame.
After deliberations with my partners, we have decided to defer the progress of the Simulated Universe project.
Huh?
And instead, assist the Intelligentsia Guild as technological consultants in the research of the Dreamscape and Memory Zone, so that these assets may be better used to serve humanity.
So he's like, so they're not going to work on the Cinematic Universe as much as defer the progress of it, like to stop progress for now to study the Dreamscape, because he believes that this could have benefits for humanity. Okay.
Not only that, we've also established contact with the Garden of Recollection through the IPC.
What?
And they've pledged their support for our research endeavors.
Man, I feel like this is legit like a good compromise for what I wanted for Penacony, because while I think it should be investigated with a magnifying glass, I think a lot of people realize they can't do that now. But maybe the rebuilding of it and like the study of it might actually be a really good thing.
I'm truly happy for the Dream Chasers on Penacony. The cosmos' brightest and, let's admit, dimmer intellects are now at their service.
Hooray, it's a big win for everyone. I keep getting this feeling that this is all too good to be true. It's very idyllic, right? It's very good. But he's saying, the cause was bright. I love this as well. He's like again, very Dr. Ratioed away. He doesn't mean it in this way. This is just the way he speaks. But he's like, oh my God, they're so lucky to have us, you know? Look at this man. Look at this man. Look at that arm. Look at that face. What? Again, it's like me being like, should I question this? Wow, that's a pretty face. Way big win! Yay!
Never mind. At the end of the day, this.
Yeah,
is
I understand what Welt's saying.
positive
Like it's still like an involvement from like all these different factions in one location. It very much it's like still like different groups and different factions getting involved in one region and having their hands in the pie, right? 100%. But I still think it's better than what could have possibly happened.
No wonder everyone insisted that she be there.
It heartens me to learn that everyone is willing to put aside their differences for Penacony's plight. I trust that everyone will surely reach consensus in the upcoming negotiations.
Hopefully.
Looks like Penacony's future is decided. I'm wondering, is there anything else the crew is concerned about?
Peace is our greatest wish. Beyond that, we desire nothing else.
Well, that's good. Now that everyone's minds are at ease, I shall take my leave. You may now depart with peace of mind. The Alliance will deal with all subsequent procedures.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Sometime later.
If that's the case, it appears that we have nothing else to worry about.
Everyone's just like, hey, just leave it for a while. It's okay.
It's time for us to embark on a new voyage.
What? Is this it?
Sounds good to me.
Because usually at the end of the boss, there's usually like, from the other regions, if I remember correctly, it was the same in Balebog. There was still like another part to the story, like another bit to the story, right? So maybe there is like an epilogue.
You two head back to the Express first. I'll pick up March and deal with the checkout procedure.
Oh my God, we'll check it out.
Oh, also, Miss Black Swan, you have a matter to discuss with me.
Oh my God, what did you want to discuss?
Nothing escapes your attention, Miss Navigator.
You've been with us this whole time, huh? In any case, she and I will be waiting for you and
That's my dad.
on the Express.
That's like Dad says to Mom, like, we'll go on ahead, you get March, you know? We'll meet you at the hotel, you know?
Let's go. Our time on Penacony has come to a fruitful end.
Right, so that is it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like, yeah, well, we're going to be...
Penacone's journey ends here.
I was right in front of him again.
I guess it was pretty fruitful.
It was. So I'm gonna talk about like the ending of the video here, but what I'm gonna do is then I'm gonna ask some people in my Patreon like how much is left in the story. So then like if there is like a next episode, if not, I'll probably come back and record the rest of it. If there is like not a lot left. Like let's say if there's like 10 minutes left and I go away and I come back, it's like then that's like obviously like a bit bigger. But I can't imagine we're not gonna get to talk to Sunday again, right? Or Robin?
Well, seems the dust is finally settled, no? Well done, friend.
Just checking if it's reality, guys. No, it's say more. Say more. Talk more. More. Please. More. What do you think, Topaz?
This is all due to your heroic deeds in Penacony.
Thank you.
Everyone's been moved by your integrity.
That's oh wait, so it legitimately is because what Stell's done as like a hero. They're all like kind of like this is inspiring us. That's awesome. Let me stand on this side.
I am truly happy for the Dream Chasers on Penacony.
Oh, he said this before as well.
The cosmos' brightest and, let's admit, dimmer intellects are now at their service.
Okay, so that is going to be the end of this episode. And I actually think that this was a surprising ending just because I wasn't expecting how this was going to go at all. I wasn't expecting it. And not because like I think there was a bad ending. I think it's one of those things where like I thought that like I think I genuinely thought that like that Penacony would like crumble before anything happened. But I'm actually like very interested in the idea that like they subverted my expectations and actually like things might actually turn out better for Penacony than ever before, it seems. But that's a very interesting idea to me, honestly. I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. So again, I'm not going to know everything. I'm going to be confused on some stuff, but like just to talk about what happened in this episode, I think like, we don't have to like rehash like all aspects of the story, but from what I got from the boss battle and the fight with Sunday wanted to create a place without eons, quote unquote. And that creation was a way for people to like live in this idyllic world, live in this kind of like cushioned world. And from his perspective, it was his way of kind of like protecting people from making choices, from being in pain, from suffering, from all these little like different things, right? That ails them in life. People who like are considered weaker would be equal. There would be like this pure equality there, and everyone would be purely satisfied in that moment as well. He didn't want to, in his moment, I think it was one of those things that like maybe Gopherwood wanted to resurrect the god, but Sunday didn't want to resurrect a god or become a god. He wanted to create this world where he would still be this like kind of thing that stayed awake and sacrificed himself. And from Himiko's perspective, what she said, he would still be like hanging over this place as if he was kind of like a ruler of this place, because he was still going to decide what was going to happen here in this dreamscape. This all clearly came from the history of Penacony, and judging from what had happened in the history of Penacony and what people do with like pure freedom. And I think that what we learned throughout this journey when we're going through the puzzles and all this stuff as well is that from Sunday's perspective and the way he tells the history, there was the rebellion in Penacony, which we already knew about that. The rebellion in Penacony, which like got everyone like their freedom, and then they didn't feel like they were truly free, because what was happening was there was if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember correctly, there was like a shortage. There was still like a lot of suffering that was happening. There's still a lot of fighting that was happening. And there was even situations where like people's lives were not getting better. And in that sense, that's when Mikhail stayed as well, right, to like help out Penacony as well. But that's when like they had the idea of like creating the dreamscape and the idea of the dreamscape, and that's what Mikhail came up with as well, as the idea of the dreamscape in order to like protect people in that sense too. But in that sense, then Sunday saw that as people being like, well, they have this true freedom, but even with true freedom, they weren't actually free, because they were still suffering, they were still in pain, and maybe you could also honestly see it as well as the idea that they still looked for something else to guide them. Even after they were set free in the from the IPC prisons, these people were still looking for like something to guide their way. Because while Penacony is seen as this like freedom, this place of freedom, no, it's not really. It is once again like something that is ruling over you, where if I go to Penacony and I get this like, this beautiful location, I get to do whatever I want, but still that is something like guiding my way. I'm still relying on the idea that like no matter what, there'll be something there to catch my fall. Even when someone was beaten up in the dreamscape, they still said, hey, like, go to just a different dreamscape as well. So like it was like this thing where like, it's always like they're relying on people to like catch them when they fall. They're relying on something else. They're relying on a higher power in that sense too. And Sunday also observed the idea that people, even though they were free, wondered what they were going to do next. Like, what can I do next? This dude keeps bothering me. I don't know why. What can we do next, right? Because he was listening in on our conversation. He's like, that's not right. That's not the law. That's not the law, actually. But yeah, like even when people are free, they then ask the question of like, well, if I don't have a ruler, who's going to tell us what to do? When will the sun even rise? Will the tide still come in? And the idea then behind the order and bringing the order into Penacony and resurrecting the order in ways too, was to kind of like bring that order back to people's lives so they would no longer feel lost, because the freedom brought questions of their own lives, right? It's like, okay, what am I going to do next? What choice can I make? And he believed that taking away that choice from people would like bring a less suffering, and also everyone would like feel equal in that moment too. And that's why he wanted to set people free in that sense too. Because even though people were free from the IPC prisons, they didn't look upon themselves as free. Even though the former ruler of this world left, and even though Mikhail was gone as well, people still were like, well, what do I do now? what are we going, like, how can I, because even like when you saw like the families and all this stuff, so we saw the infighting in the family, there was like a civil war within like the Penacony, there was betrayals, like it never truly was this perfect paradise. So I think from Sunday's perspective, he's trying to create like this order-filled world where everyone was like 100% equal and free. But of course, from Himiko and Fireflies, their counter to that, even Marx's counter to that, and our counter to that, the idea is like you're forcing people into this situation without actually giving them the option to actually be in this place. And once again, they will be under the rule of something else. Even if you don't see it this way, and Sunday probably didn't see it this way, even if you don't see it this way, you were still ruling over them and hanging over them. So no matter what, they will still have a lack of freedom. A cage is a cage no matter what way you look at it. And I understand why Sunday has this perspective, by the way. I think Sunday's character is actually so interesting. Not only just seeing all the history of Penacony and all the stuff that we were looking at along the way, obviously not be able to decipher everything. There's some stuff that was still kind of confusing for sure. But he saw people pining for guidance. He saw people suffering. He saw people not feeling truly free. He saw people who didn't get advantages in real life that other people might get. He saw people that like had parts of their lives that meant that they needed guidance and support but weren't getting that support. He saw all this stuff. But not only that, he saw Robin, someone who spread the word of the harmony, who spread peace and wanted to give love to the world, be shot in the neck. And I think that's one of the defining factors of like his whole story. This idea that even someone as lovely and as peaceful and as caring as Robin can be hurt in that way. I think that was kind of like his perspective of like, well, I have to create a world where that doesn't happen. I have to make this place where none of this happens. And the idea was, with the idea of the order and the bringing order to this world, was to make everyone satisfied. We saw those like mannequins there that like when we tried to change their minds in the future, they were all satisfied. They didn't want their minds changed. Everything was perfect. And to Sunday, that was like the true way of getting away from a world that would shoot Robin in the neck. I know it sounds really harsh. He wanted a world where nobody would ever try to shoot Robin in the neck. And I think it definitely boils down to a lot of that. And of course, we talk about the symbolism of the bird. Of course, it is a lot of symbolism with the bird. The idea of like if you open up that cage and let people out, they're going to die on their own, right? And that's what he saw. He saw the birds as the people that he wanted to put in this idyllic world. And like the cage wasn't a cage to him. It was like a place of like, you know, harmony and peacefulness and all this stuff. But the problem is that from, again, I agree with this perspective in some way. By the way, I want to make it clear some way that people should be allowed, even if they fall on their face, because that's what Firefly wants, right? Firefly doesn't care if she gets to get her freedom and then the next step something horrible happens. So obviously she will care, but she doesn't mind that because at least it was her own choice. At least that was her choice. And I feel the same way with like the way Robin looks at things too, right? Robin sees that way too. The bird flew out and died, but at least that was their choice. Sunday didn't see it that way because he obviously, again, was blinded by the idea of protecting his sister, protecting the people of Penacony. He truly believed that in this way he wanted everyone to be safe. He wanted everyone to live happy lives and be equal. I truly believe he felt this way, but it's just obviously a misguided way he went about it, obviously. In terms of the story after this as well, obviously Don Hung and Jin Yuen helped out with the situation, and it was honestly really incredible, that whole scene with the water flowing through Sunday. But I love even in that moment as well, Himiko said that Sunday could have killed us in that moment, but he wanted a fair fight, so he reduced his power to see who was actually truly right. Because I think that's a big part of his character too. He is someone who like isn't doing this because in his mind he truly is doing this for people's benefit. And if he's wrong, and if he's proven wrong, I think he's one of those people that's kind of like, okay, yeah, I can't in all good consciousness do this anymore. I can't feel like this is the righteous thing to do, even if it is like through a battle. But yeah, that moment was incredible. The taking down of Sunday, and destroying that choir, the combination of like all the family members of the choir as well. I think that's where we got that as well. A beautiful boss battle with like some amazing music and an amazing set piece, and looking at Penacony all in the background as well. But that moment with Jin Yuen and Don Hung showing up was such an incredible moment. It was so incredible. We then now found out afterwards all the kind of like what's happening after this whole situation was resolved. Basically, like Penacony is still going to be self-governed, but it very much seems to me at the same time too that everyone is coming together to help out Penacony. But I do also think that, like, in a way, like that does mean that IPC involvement is in the Penacony, the Intelligentsia Guild is involved in Penacony. There's going to be Xianzhou involvement in the Penacony. And the reason why I'm saying like there's like an asterisk to this idea, yes, it's beautiful that everyone's helping out Penacony because of Whether it's Skullum's idea of why he's held on Penacony, which is because it's so beautiful and amazing and it's incredible. And like you can find some intelligence within that and find out like different ideas and make new breakthroughs with that. That's incredible. I love that idea. And obviously Adventure Read is helping out and the IPC is helping out because obviously, like, let's be honest here. Yes, they are inspired 100%. I believe Topaz 100% is inspired and so is Adventure Read inspired by Stell. But I also think it's okay to say as well that yes, if Penacony is fully bustling and people aren't dying here and there's not a world at war because of what happened in Penacony, then yes, 100% it benefits the IPC in that sense too. It does. And then you have like the Xian Show, which I do think the Xian Show isn't doing this for like a personal benefit, quote unquote. But the reason they're doing it is because I do believe sometimes they think they're the police of the world, right? I do think that they sometimes believe they are. Again, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm downplaying how beautiful it is that everyone's working together, but I do think that it's important to talk about like how the IPC and the Xian Show aren't these perfect little puppies who are like, you know, on your lap, you know, looking up at you going like, ooh, you know, like they're not like these two little helpers who like came in, you know, and would do things, you know, always just free of charge. The Xian Show has done some horrible stuff. The Rainbow Arbiter has done some horrific stuff. This is the truth. The IPC has done more than horrific stuff. The IPC has done some horrific stuff. And that's why I kind of like I guess like Aventurine is still part of the IPC, which again, if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But I guess like I wonder because has he fulfilled his job so he will no longer have to be like a slave to a Jade and Diamond, hopefully. That's if not, I'll go in and just destroy the IPC myself. But yeah, there is going to be a benefit for everybody there. Let's not lie. There is going to be a benefit in some way for a lot of people who are helping out, right? Whether it be like, yeah, like Skrullum and the Genius Society getting a benefit of like new intelligence and new information. You know, as we said, the IPC are going to get like the benefit of things not being as tumultuous anymore. And then the Xian Show, I do believe, honestly, sometimes that they are the police of the world. I do think they do. They can just like come in and do all this stuff as well. But in the IPC's way, they're going to be self-governing because they've punished Sunday or are going to punish Sunday. And now there's going to be negotiations happening amongst everybody of what's going to happen next. But it seems like they have treated Robin and Sunday like the boogeymen. That's what it seems like to me. Because while Sunday is at fault here, I think that 100% there has to be repercussions, right? There has to be. But I think that this idea that he is the only one at fault here, to me, is like, it's like, come on, guys. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Because I know like it's no excuse for what happened in your childhood. He was manipulated since he was a kid. Factually so. He was manipulated and brought up for this one purpose. And obviously he realized in the end, like Gopherwood, and I think he always realized Gopherwood wasn't this morally good character. But like, blaming Robin and Sunday for absolutely everything, I think is like, you know, it's like blaming, you know, and this is going to sound like such a bad analogy because I'm not comparing them to dogs, but you know, it's like blaming like a dog's a bad example. It's like blaming anyone's, I'm trying to phrase it properly. I don't think they can take the full blame. That's what I'll say. I think what I'm going to use a bad analogy. I'm not going to use a bad analogy. It's just basically saying I don't think that they can take the full blame for this entire situation. I don't think Robin should take the blame at all for this entire situation. There should be repercussions, but there's a situation here that should be handled more delicately, in my opinion. That's the way I look at it. Right? And maybe like people might disagree. You can tell me if you disagree, but it definitely looks that way. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of help happening to the IPC now. For the Penacony. And it looks like, you know, obviously the Order was stopped in its tracks. Ina the Great One was stopped in their tracks. And all of this was like kind of like, you know, put into place. And like it feels like at least things are better than they could be. They're better than they were going to be 10 minutes ago. Now, there's some questions we still have unanswered. Acheron. Boothill and Danhung don't remember Acheron. Sparkle, that button during the Charmy Festival. Did she press it? Did she get everyone else to press it? Probably not, but let's see what she's doing as well. We also have like what's going to happen next with obviously all the members of like the Penacony, all the characters on Penacony that we want to talk to. I definitely want to interact maybe with Robin or Sunday, or at least see a scene with them at some point as well. That's why I don't think this is over. I can't imagine this would be over right now. There has to be some left in this story. Because if it was over now, I don't think it would make a lot of sense. I think there's going to be like at least like another episode in this. Like there has to be. Because there has to be like not only just interactions with them, there has to be talks with like all this stuff, because not everything is like fully like just laid out. Yes, there's this beautiful moment where it's like, oh, this is the end, but I think just like Balebog and just like the Xian Show, there has to be like something after, like an epilogue, right? There has to be. But yeah, amazing moments. The story as well. Obviously, like, again, you can explain the story. If you think I got some aspects of the build up to the story of Penacony wrong, please let me know. I have no problem you correcting me on that. That's perfectly fine. As long as everyone does it in a respectful way, I have no problem with that whatsoever. But also, like, I do think that, like, we kind of, like, covered, I guess, like, everything else that happened in terms of, like, the emotional stuff with Sunday, why he felt this way, why he wanted to do this, what he saw, and why he wanted to create this order for people. We talked about the idea of, like, all these people getting involved in this situation as well, and getting involved in Penacony and all this stuff and repairing Penacony. We also even, like, looked at the idea that, like, Adventure's back, which is crazy to me. And again, like, here's the thing. I know he wasn't dead. I know he wasn't dead. But I didn't expect to see him again. I didn't. I thought there was going to be a situation where he's finally at rest. But I guess maybe after all this stuff has happened, he feels like maybe he's fulfilled his goal. And maybe now he can, like, have more peace. And which that is the best outcome, that, like, he can have peace within his normal life. That would be the best outcome, honestly. But yeah, I love how everyone got involved in the end. I love how everyone, like, praised Stell too. They're all like, we need Stell to be here. But again, it wasn't just Stell. I want to make that clear. I don't think they're saying that, but it wasn't just Stell. Without March, without Don Hong, without Himiko, without Welt, without Acheron, without Robin, without Aventurine, you know, without all these characters, I genuinely 100% believe that Penacony would have crumbled. I think Penacony would be and the world would then be at war, right? Because then if you take all these characters, like, from different locations, different factions, and put them in an idyllic state like you wanted to, this, like, Elysium, you would be, you know, subject to war, and there would be a war. Yeah. And my final assessment on characters as well, before we go any further too, I don't think Sunday is a bad character, is an evil character at all. And by the way, I want to make clear as well, like, no one thinks that. I don't think anyone thinks in the comment section. I don't think that. Nobody thinks I think that. Nobody thinks that. But I think it's important to note that, because I think it'd be very easy to talk about Sunday in that fashion, because that's a good way of the hand away. But then if we just call Sunday evil and say he's an evil person and he's a bad person no matter what, we're doing exactly what the Penacony and the family has just done to him. Hand waving it away, sweeping it under the rug. We're no better than the Penacony in that sense, or the family in that sense. And I think it's one of those things where, like, he's not a bad person, he's not an evil person, he is a person who was misguided, who was hurt, who did a bad thing. A very bad thing. Let's not lie about it. He did a very bad thing. Look at this compass in the sky, by the way. Holy crap, I just realized this. So cool. I just realized this is a compass. I thought this was just, like, a circular thing. But yeah, there's gonna be, like, a lot more to the story now. Firefly, we're gonna see what happens to her. You know, after she went off on her journey as well. Acheron. That's why I think there has to be more left. We're gonna be talking to all these characters. We have to. And with that, guys, I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching this episode. And again, if there's more stuff I misplaced or forgot, I will come back and talk about this. But I think that, like, it's one of those things where, like, in this case, I wouldn't mind, instead of looking over everything again, I wouldn't mind you guys, like, being like, hey, this is what this is and this is what that is, and that would actually help me out too if I got some of that stuff wrong. Because I think what you guys would agree, and maybe you do agree, I think I get the general spirit of the story a lot of times, and the characters of the story. I get their emotions, I get the true line of the story, the direction of the story. But sometimes, like, just like anyone, Penacony's complicated. I can definitely slip up sometimes on the nitty-gritty. And just before, like, I do anything else, I want to insert in here as well this idea that of the quality of this as well, because I feel like sometimes we kind of cop in the story and don't talk about this as well. I think that the ending was absolutely incredible. I think that one of the things that happens in this though as well, obviously, is that, like, you expect one thing and then sometimes Honkai Star will, like, subvert your expectations completely. But I do love that, like, all these characters converged in one place. I do love that, like, a lot of the characters are getting involved after the story as well. I do love that it makes the world feel so alive as well, that so many characters are getting involved. I love that Aventurine is here. It's awesome to see him. Obviously, I want him to be free after this. I love that they're not just ignoring, like, the stuff that happened afterwards, and they're talking about all, like, the political aspects and the emotional aspects that come along with this too. I love that it's one of those situations where, in the very trailblazing fashion, we have our characters are like, no, we have to move on now. We have to, which is a very, like, beautiful thing as well. To me, it's like that spirit of the Trailblazers that's so true with all these characters too. I love that even in this sense too, like, Elio is 100% also, again, influencing this story in a way too, because if it wasn't for us, I think if it wasn't for us becoming friends with this Yan Shou and becoming pals with him in that story that Elio wanted, that Kafka wanted, I don't know if we would have gotten here with this relationship with Jin Yuen. I still think it would be very rocky, and I think we would be in a situation where we might not have been saved. So I really feel like Elio is, like, once again just like, yeah, enjoy the friends, I got you. Enjoy the pals, buddy. You know, enjoy them. But he's not like that at all. He's like, you know, Destiny Slave is not like that at all. Super interested to see if Firefly gets any advancement with her story and the stuff with Sam, what happens to her. The Acheron stuff is obviously a massive mystery that's still involved in this. Like I have no idea what's going to happen with her character, where she is right now, what she's thinking after all this as well. Sparkle still has so much that's still left here. Like, it was a really great way of doing this, but that's why I think this is not over yet. It can't be over yet. It can't be. But it was incredible. It was really incredible. I thought the last dungeon, if I could just like give like one little tiny like thing in terms of a critique, I thought the last dungeon we did there before the boss, they could have maybe like had Sunday stop us, tell us the story, and then have the mannequins like, you know, tell us the story as well. Yes, it would have added time to it, and I understand that, but at least then it wouldn't have overlapped sometimes. Yeah, but other than that, I found it to be very smooth. Very, very smooth. Yeah, this is great stuff. Right, the little pieces here or there, which can happen. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. First, I want to say thank you so much to the Never Gonna Repay the Baby Gangster on Patreon. Oh, before we go, I should probably say, no, I'll do it after this. I'll insert it afterwards. Thank you so much to Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, Ewald, Radish Anusta, Death Trap, Leaks Markey, The Assassin True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasparian, Jared Beanham at the highest tier on my YouTube, Royal Gamer 7 and Blasco, and Lucinagi, and I'll see you all so soon. Bye-bye.